What's good? What's good? What's good? Here we go. 2022 Artist Advice Hour. What's good? Oh shit, we got some people here already. Yo, everybody in the chat. First and foremost, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for joining me. It's been a minute since I've done this. And so I'm just happy to be here, be able to do it, man. Let me shout out some people who we got in the chat. Adam Walenta. What's good, my man? Always good to hear from you, brother. Thank you for joining us. You know, shit. Let me see. Yeah, that's my guy right there, Adam Walenta. Shit. Sagan James. What's good, Sagan? Peace to you, man. I know you where the weather is a lot warmer than here. M Still, what's good? What's good? I got your question, M Still. Rockcast said hard ass beat. Yeah, that beat is like a it's like a remix kind of to what's the song? Trump Tight off of what's his name? Off of the King No Crown album. You know, I did like a bunch of remixes and a score version of it for the movie, the King No Crown movie. And so this is kind of the music for that. Adam Walenta. I am Nate. Best to you, Print, and everyone wishing you. Man, this is dope. So yeah, this is man, Devo, what's good? Rhino Bang, Rockcat. Yo, man, I appreciate y'all in the chat. I'm gonna come down and shout everybody out. Oh shit, my man, the Groove is in the house. Groove is in the house. What's good, brother? Thank you for joining me, man. Oh shit, you in Portland now, Sagan? Shit, now you dealing with the rain now. You got crazy shit going on. I bet you wish you was in Florida sometimes, man. I wish I was in Florida right now, man. Rain, Cottrell, what's good? What's good? What's good? Yo, everybody who's in the chat right now, I want y'all to be getting your questions together. Either your questions together or you got two choices this week. You either need questions or I need y'all to be ready to, let us know what your plans are for next year. You know, that's what this show is about. You know, we want to always do something for the collective and we always want to be talking about like planning. Y'all know how it is out here, man. It's kind of like we want to make sure that like we're being forward thinking. 2020 and 2021, I think I would be, it's stating the obvious. I said it wasn't a challenging year. You know, it's a very challenging year. You know, peace to the chat. I appreciate you doing the work. Hey, man, thank you. Thanks for joining us, brother. Thank you. And so this year we want to talk about the past, but we really want to talk about the future this week. On this show, and I want to give everybody a chance to kind of share their goals because I know that sometimes all you need is other people to speak about what they're about to do and what their dreams and goals are, and it can inspire you deeply. And that's something that I really want to focus on this week on this show. And so let me go through first. If you're in the chat, let me know what city you from. First and foremost, y'all know how we do. What city you from or what city you in currently. And also let me know what kind of art you do. Music, visual, just here business, just a music fan, whatever. While y'all in the chat, hit me with that and let me know. Below, and I'll start and we'll start chopping it up, man. So y'all know what it is every week that we do this, the Artist Advice Hour. Every time we do this, it's basically any advice that you need artistically. I'm here to answer your questions. If you got questions just from me on general shit, I'm here to talk about that as well. If you got questions that I can answer, cool, and we'll discuss it. I'm going to open up the phone line a little bit later, which will be Zoom. So Zoom, and it won't be visual. For those of you who don't want to be on video, don't worry about it. We're doing audio only on the calls. And just to give you guys a heads up, we do have a couple interview guests here tonight. And we're going to have my guy Tino from Dayton. He's going to stop in and pop in at 11 o'clock. And then we got Curly Castro. For those of you who listened to the last album reviews episode we talk about Curly Castro's amazing new album, Little Robert Hutton. Amazing record. I did 2 beats on the record, but he really outdid himself on this. And so I want to talk about that and talk to him about that. So, we're going to chill out and bring the new year in together. So let me go back and see, go through some of these comments. Okay, we got bong. I am Nate. Best wish to you, Print, and wishing New Year. Yes, likewise, Nate. I appreciate you, brother. That's my Columbus guy. Adam Walenta. Happy New Year to you, brother, as well. Those of you who know my books, if y'all have checked out my books, my pretty much every book I've done with an illustration on it. Adventures in Counterculture, all of them. You know, the 10 traits. Adam Walenta has done the artwork for those. Really talented visual artist, cartoonist, you know, and independent comic publisher. That's my guy right there. And we've done music together. I produced a record for him, so support Adam. I'm probably going to get you on here at some point, Adam, just to talk about what you got going on. I want to do more interviews on this, and you definitely got to get on here. Rubik's, what's good, brother? Rodcat, appreciate you, brother. Devo, Happy New Year. Print, Happy New Year to you too, brother. DJ Rare Groove, my guy, Daryl Henderson. You're going to have to call in, Groove, at some point. When the line open, you got to call in. Because I ain't talked to you in a minute. I don't know what the fuck you got going on. If you're not DJing tonight, I know it's New Year's. You probably booked. If you're not booked, you got to call in. Rain Cottrell. Yes. What we got? My man's in Oregon. Yeah, crossing over. God bless. New to the chat. Appreciate you doing a good work. Thank you. We got Corona, California in the building. We got Victoria, BC in the building. Man, beautiful place. Columbus in the place. Raw Proof. Okay, Hip Hop MC. Controller. Let's go. Love it. Yeah, it's Bing Bong. From Asheville, North Carolina. Man, I love Asheville. Conway, Arkansas. I've never been. I've only been to Little Rock in Arkansas. I'm from Tulsa, and I'm an author. I draw and paint. That's dope. That's really dope. Oakland, California. Let's go. Oh shit, that's a good question. And yeah, and get your questions ready for the chat. Like I've been saying, put your questions in the chat and we're gonna get it started. So as you guys are out here, start putting your questions in the chat. And I'm gonna read this first question. This first question was submitted by M Still via email. And y'all know I answer questions via email first. And so I haven't even looked at this question. I'm gonna read it out loud and then we're gonna get through this and see what we can come up with. So anybody who's at home, obviously listening, you guys can weigh in too. I'm going to read his question real quick. His question is, do you have any advice for how to introduce people to your favorite artist's music? He says, I've had conversations with people about music, particularly hip hop, and they tell me who they listen to. If they ask me who my favorite artists are, I'll tell them. But if they don't know the artist, I don't think they end up checking them out. How can I maximize the likelihood that they check out an artist I mentioned? Also, do you have any advice for song suggestions? As a rule of thumb, should I start telling them to check out one of the artist's more popular songs? Okay, he's got two questions. So we're going to start with the first one. Man, and this is kind of some shit I do that I don't even... Here's my technique for introducing people to new music. And it sounds kind of funny, but I'm going to say it. My technique for introducing people to new music is to just have the shit on in the background. Like, you ever got in somebody's car and they just had some shit playing and you didn't even know what it was? They didn't tell you it was dope. They didn't tell you nothing. They just put the music on. You walked in and it was just playing in the background. Y'all went about your business, going where you needed to go. Or you just walked in somewhere and it was just playing. Without the sales pitch, without any of that extra stuff, I think people actually, they respond better. And so my thing with new music is I would always like to introduce it informally first. Meaning, I'm just going to let that shit play. And as I let it play, if they like it, and they be like, man, what's this? Who this you playing? Then I'll tell them, hey, this is that new such and such by such and such. You should fuck with it. But what I don't like doing is taking some artist that I really love and telling somebody, yo, you got to check out this artist. Because when you do that, their expectations are just like really, really high and it's not natural. You know what I'm saying? And then if they don't like it and I think the shit is fire, then I get pissed off at them like, man, how the fuck you don't like this shit? And I just told you this shit was fire and you didn't even listen to it. So my thing is find a way to not be heavy handed and sell it. Don't sell new music to people. Let that shit play. Whatever y'all got going on, let it play. If you want to rock out to it so they can hear it playing. And eventually they're going to be like, who is this? You're always playing this. I need to know. And that's really like how you do it. In a contra, my man says, Wayne Contra said, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Facts, bruh. Facts. This is the same thing with music. You can tell a motherfucker this shit is dope, but they're not going to listen to that shit just because you said it. The best way to do it is just have it rocking. Find a way to have it rocking when they come around you. And then when they ask, okay, yeah, this is it. And if you like this, I got another record of yours. My man Rod Cass said, he said, that's that good record store game. It's true, bruh. It's true. Record stores are notorious for this technique, right? The record stores, they come in and what do? They always got dope shit playing behind the counter. If y'all live in Columbus, I go to Used Kids a lot. At least half the time I walk in there, they're playing shit behind the counter that I never heard of. And I'll go ask like, yo, what is this? And it's always something I want to sample. I'm like, oh, this is a such and such record by such and such. And I'll be like, man, I need that. And I'll buy it just because they're playing it back there and it sounds incredible. Same thing with people in their lives. So that's what I would do there. Second question my man M still got is, have you ever thought about releasing beanies with either Blueprint Weightless, Super Duty Tough Work logo, the type of beanie you often wear during Super Duty Tough Work? You know what? I have thought about that. I've thought about that many times, and then I fuck around and just forget. You know what I need to do, though? I need somebody who is like really strong in their merch game to hit me up. Because really about like, Used Kids is Larry. Yes. You already know. These are my Columbus people and my people who really dig. Used Kids is fire. It's fire. I haven't been there in a minute, but man, look, I still got hundreds of records from there that I ain't even listened to yet. So I ain't even going to tip myself to go in there until I start listening to, he said, he got all my money in college. That's facts. That's Used Kids right there. So yeah, those of you who got questions in the chat, hit me with those in the chat. We're going to start reading them down. Whatever. It can be about music, life, whatever, trucking, whatever the fuck. I don't care. I'm here. It's 10:47. We got my guy Tino coming up at 11 o'clock. I'm going to have him call in and before I forget, let me get this Zoom shit started because last time I did this, I forgot to even get the Zoom shit started. So I'm starting this Zoom just to make sure that these cats can call in because I'm known to forget this shit and then be like, man, why ain't brothers call in? So yeah, I'm on here. I'm ready. And I think we cooking on that side of things. But yeah, let me look down in the chat and see what kind of questions we got here. If we got anything there or if anything y'all want me to cover. Let's just talk about. Rockcat asks, one of my questions, the Music Modernization Act. Have you read it? I'm from Detroit. I left my hometown. I have not read it. Rockcat, you got to send me a link to that. I'm not up on the Music Modernization Act. I've heard of it, but I have not done my research yet. If you can, hit me with any links or anything like that, and let me know. And it might be something we need to talk about on the actual podcast if it's heavy, and it sounds like it might be something that's heavy like that. Those of you in the chat, if anybody in the chat knows about it, definitely hit me with that. Let me know what's up with that. Adam says, I probably won't be able to stay for the whole chat because I'm with the fam and all the kids are wilding, but want to swing by and still positive love. Yo, thank you, Adam. Appreciate you, brother. And yeah, just keep in mind, I'm gonna have you on here pretty damn soon to chop it up about all this stuff, man. So I appreciate you, brother. No Cool Kid, Cincinnati rapper, beat maker, host here. What up? Yo, appreciate you, brother. We need that groove. Tino says, you're absolutely right. We need that groove. All the way from South Africa. What time is it in South Africa, man? Arsenic Beats, he said, all the way from South Africa. What time? Are y'all like 9 hours ahead of us or 9 hours behind us? It's something like that. Let us know. He's from Southwest Detroit. Wow. Yeah, Rubik's same. Okay, here's one more question. Okay, here we go. When was the last time you listened to Miles Davis, Birth of Cool? I think it might have been maybe 6 to 8 months ago before I listened to that record. I was listening to it is definitely on my what's his name on my list. Since I've been driving a lot lately, I've been actually finally getting time to listen to a lot more music than I had previously. And so like this week, the record that I've been listening to a lot is that first Dave Brubeck record. I think it's called Time Out or something like that. That record, when you're driving, the melodies are fucking insane. Anybody knows that Dave Brubeck record knows what I'm talking about. That record is fucking insane, and so I've been listening to that a lot lately, but I definitely had some Miles on my playlist that I want to get to, and definitely kind of get back to that. But any jazz records that y'all got, I need a fire jazz playlist. So please, if you got one on Spotify, hit me with it because I'm driving right now a lot and I need that. I need that. Shout out to Tino, my guy. Beanie merch. Yes, print. Beanie collab. Yes. Yeah, I need to do beanies, man. I wear too many beanies to not do it. Tino is in the chat. Let me admit my man right here. Yeah, we in the building. Tino's in the house. Yeah, I'm gonna leave you there for a second, Tino, and I'll get to you. But let me see what's going on. Okay, oh, so Lord, that Trump pass. You know what? I'm gonna look that up, Rockhat, and I'm gonna see um, if it's something we can actually do an episode about. It might be interesting. Might something be I can actually expand upon once I read it and get familiar with it. But yeah, thank you for giving me that idea. That's a dope idea. Okay, let me see. Wanj, what up, friend? What up, brother? What up, brother?
You there for a second, Tino, and I'll get to you. But let me see.
Hey, mute
What's
your
good?
audio, Tino.
I'm unmuted on the TV. My bad.
Yeah, because we can hear you real quick. Just mute it on there.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. But hold on, I'm gonna mute you real quick. 1 second, just so that is okay. Boom, I muted you, so you're good now. And then I'll shout you out when it's time to bring you back. And we only got like 10 minutes. But let me go real quick through here. Ricardo Tejada says plans to start a Patreon. Definitely think people will support. Man, we've talked about that for a while. And Logic and I actually, let me put that on here. Logic and I actually started creating a whole new kind of podcast that we were thinking about doing for like a Patreon or members only. And that's what the whole Grown Man Universe thing we were doing was going to be. Grown Man Universe was basically going to be like a lot of topics around just like manhood, grown man shit, like conversations that men have amongst each other, but we don't really have in public a lot. That's kind of what I wanted to do with the Grown Man Universe. And Logic and I actually recorded maybe 3 or 4 episodes of it. But we never quite finished it. I don't know what happened. But that was the goal at that point. It was to try to do a Patreon and give people a way to support. But I am thinking about another way to support. What I'm probably going to do the next time I do one of these, you know, people who do these live chats, they have like super chat and they allow you to donate and all of that stuff. And they have links. I think I might get that set up for next time because I know that people do want to support the channel. They want to support the show. And, you know, we're finally starting to actually try to monetize it this year. You know, you guys will start to hear some advertisements on it from artists who we support and artists we think are dope. So the next thing would be to try to find a way where our supporters can get some extra content and they can support us. So any ideas y'all got for extra content, we like to hear them. You know, we want to do something where it's like a completely different thing. Maybe even if it's just like, you know, Grown Man Universe and we do like 2 episodes of that a month of just like conversations. But some of the shit we say on there, whoever's on the Patreon, you got to promise not to tell nobody because it's some wild ass shit we talk about on there. But stories that I don't tell on the show, I can get even wilder on that. But yeah, we do want to do Patreon. And if y'all in the chat, if anybody in the chat would be interested in as well, let me know. Shout us out, Ricardo Tejada. Great suggestion, and I appreciate the question. And I like to do it. If we see enough people saying that they're excited about it or they will be down to contribute to more advanced levels of Super Duty, then we're down to create this shit. Just let us know. Next question in the chat. Do you ever listen to Wes Montgomery? Yes, Wes Montgomery is a badass, man. I've sampled Wes Montgomery several times. Yeah, Wes Montgomery's got some shit. He's got some shit. I wish I could go into my record room right now and pull out all the Wes Montgomerys I got. He's one of those guys where I pretty much buy his records every time I see him. You know, pretty much. Yeah, I love Wes Montgomery. And if you got any album suggestions, Sagan, hit me with some album titles in the chat of your favorite joints. And I'll make sure I try to pick them up and I'll see if those are the ones I got. But yeah, Wes Montgomery is crazy. Super crazy. Hugo Monsters, Happy New Year, print. Happy New Year to you too, Hugo. Appreciate the support, brother. Rockcat asks, have you ever isolated the snares from all the jazz records of Gold Mine? Every record sample. Yes. What's funny about that is like once upon a time, the only way to get snares was to sample them off the jazz records and the rock records and shit. You couldn't really get them off nothing else. So when I first started making beats, it was all samples like that. I had to get all my snares off of records. Now as everyone's making drum kits, you ain't even gotta really listen to records like that to get great snares that are already EQ that you would like. But back in the day, yes, yes, yes. Logic is in the chat. My man, what's up? He says 5:50. It's 5:58 a.m. here in South Africa. Wow. Hey, man, I appreciate you checking in. It's wild early over there, man. Appreciate you, brother. Good to know we got listeners over there. I did not know we had listeners in South Africa. I look at the analytics sometimes and I'll see like some like Europe over there, but I didn't know we got them in South Africa. That's fucking dope. Appreciate you, brother. Arsenic Beats, Happy New Year. Yep. Illogic says, what up, everyone? Everybody say what up to Illogic in the chat. He's going to join us later when we start doing these interviews and help us kind of chop it up with these artists. And as we do this format this week, I also want y'all to let me know what y'all think about it, because, I'm trying to look at making this better and better. And this is only the third time I've done it. And so we're trying to do it. Speak same to you. Have plus 22. Side ever girl ran universe twice on the plat. Okay. Dope. Rain Cottrell asks, I'm interested to get started in podcasting. Do you have any tips for good initial investments? Hardware, microphone for someone just getting started. Also a question about spanning a wide breadth. Okay, tips for podcasting. Here's what I would say. The first thing I would say, there's two parts to podcasting. And I'm going to try to break it down, my thing, before I get Tino on here. And then I'm going to come back and maybe answer the rest. There's two parts. One is having a strong concept for your idea. That's like the ideation part, the concept. What are we talking about every week? What is my angle? What's unique about my show? How I present it, what I do. The second thing is the technical thing. In my opinion, the easiest part is the technical part, like getting solid gear. That's the easy part. The hardest part of a podcast is choosing something for your podcast to be about that you can talk about every week. That can be fresh. It gives you it's not so narrow that you don't have anywhere to go with it, but it's not so broad that you don't know how to approach it. Right. And it's so broad that people don't want to tune in to hear you do it. So the ideation part, the conceptualization part of the podcast, I think that's the biggest part to me. Finding something that's unique. And then after that, the technical stuff, I use SM58s. We use Reaper to edit. I use I got a $50 thing. We use Zoom now. We have a bunch of other tricks, but I'm going to get into that definitely more because other people have asked me about that, man. And so wait, no spam at all, man. Appreciate you asking questions, man. And if ain't nobody else asking questions, ask questions. That's what we here for. We're here to ask questions, get tips. Rain, I don't know if you have any recording software already. My suggestion would be to invest in one of the cheaper ones. I always suggest this program called Reaper to people. It's only like $45 full price. But to me, as someone who's used Pro Tools for a decade, I use Cubase for 4 or 5 years. I've used all kind of hardware recorders. I think Reaper is better than everything out there in terms of just audio recording and editing at its price point. It's way more powerful than everything else I've used. And so that would be my suggestion. Get a simple mic. We use the same mic I use for this. This is a $99 mic we use for this podcast. If you like how my audio sounds, obviously there's, I got a small preamp on it. I got a $99 preamp. It's called a Fed Head. It's like not expensive. And I got into like a cheap $50, $100 audio interface. That's it. I keep it very simple when it comes to podcasting because I don't want it to be too crazy and to have room for error. So the more simple you get it, the easier it is to master your stuff. So that's what I would say for that. Okay, 10:59. Let me go to Tino. For those of you who don't know, Tino is my guy, from Dayton, Ohio. I rocked my first show with him several years ago. And, he was kind of getting started on his journey, releasing music. We got mutual friends and we became tight. And so this is my guy, and I had the pleasure of doing some music on his recent album. And so Tino is, I wanted him to come in because Tino had a great year in 2021. And the thing about him is that, I did a consult with Tino and he's been executing a lot of the ideas that I had given him. And so I wanted to kind of get on here to talk about his journey this year and everything else.
Yo, I'm
And
live right now. I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Tino, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Tino, are you there? Tino. Tino. Hey, Tino. Okay, hold on for a second. I think we lost Tino. Tino, if you can hear me, what you have to do is you got to turn on
Says that you're muted on my side.
turn down the audio on, or turn off the audio on YouTube, and only use your phone when you're talking to me, or else you're gonna have a delay. You see what I'm saying? Because there's a delay between audio and everything. So use just your phone and mute everything else. Then you should be able to hear me in real time. Just your phone.
Can you hear me, my guy?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me? Tino.
I'm not getting any audio from you.
Okay, hold on. Tino, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, perfect. All right. Everybody in the chat. Everybody in the chat. Can y'all hear Tino? Let me know if y'all can hear him. Possum. Oh shit, Possum in the house. What's good, my guy? All right, let me reduce this thing. Hey, look, for those of you, we working on this. We flying this plane while we build it, as they say. And so yeah. So Tino, you here? Let me get a Logic. A Logic is in here too. Let me get a Logic on real quick too. One quick second.
Indeed.
Because he might have some questions for you too. Elijah, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Tino, first question.
What's going on?
Hey. Welcome to the show, my guy.
Man, first time, long time listener, first time appearance.
Yes, I like it. And Happy New Year to you, brother.
Happy New Year to everybody.
Yeah, man. You had a good 2021, did you not?
Man, look, you set me up for success. We hit that consultation in 2020.
Yeah, man.
We laid out the blueprint. No pun intended.
Yeah. And I've been sitting back watching you execute. You know, you've been dropping music consistently, physical product, t-shirt, the whole shit.
Everything, merch, physical products, digital products.
Yeah.
I got the new path. Like I like to roll out Bandcamp and then follow up with the physical a few months later, just to make sure the people who like with the physical or the streaming a few months later, just to make sure the people who support had that time where it meant something for you to put your dollars behind it.
Yeah, and people have really been supporting you this whole year, right?
Correct. I couldn't believe it, like, because I was like, man, they got to be tired of me after 3 drops. But no, they was like, we want some more.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. Like I remember when we first talked about it. I remember you almost thinking the same thing when we talked. You were like, man, I don't know if people want to hear from me that often. And I remember telling you, like, trust me, the consistency is gonna work. What have you seen that's made you really turn a corner on like what you initially thought about like releasing things consistently? Because you were a guy, you didn't drop like multiple projects in 1 year prior to this.
No, I was like a 1 year. I tried to stay on a 1 year schedule, but life and stuff happens sometimes, so you can't come out every year. So I just was like, they used to 1 year, like one full project, and then I would be on leeway until the next drop, and then after that, I was figuring, okay, this is the time frame that people need to appreciate another product. But I dropped the first project this year, and it was that Safe Money joint, which was a team up between me and this other dating MC, K Carter, which is our first time appearing together. And the city kind of went crazy over it because they was like, we haven't seen something of this magnitude amongst two MCs, at least not to my knowledge, within like the 10 to 12 years that I've been on the scene.
Yeah.
So when we did that, and they were like, "Oh, y'all like for real a group, like not like not like just doing a song or two." We did a 6-track EP. Some of the businesses in the area start picking it up and running it as brunch promotions because we had this song called Mimosas, and like you can see like bars and Solar and different like venues start picking it up and start running in a promo. I was like, this is crazy. We start getting like some radio rotation in the area from some of the NPR radio, some of the college radio.
Yeah.
And like, I was like, oh, we got something here.
Yeah. That's incredible, man. That's so dope. I love seeing you win, brother. I love seeing it. I love to see it. That's
man,
fire.
It has been fun, man. Cause like you don't really get a chance to come out a second time. You know what I'm saying? You drop once and people they think they know you. So the Safe Money thing gave me a chance to look at it from a rebranding standpoint. And I think back to how y'all talked about the marketing genius of Run the Jewels in Super Duty. And I was like, how can I apply some of these things? Because we need to be, I was on my Batman. I was like, we don't want to be Bruce Wayne. We need to be a symbol, something that can stand there even when we're not together. Yes. And that's what Safe Money really was. And what it continues to be, because people are like, well, okay, where's the next one? Where's the next one? So we're like, we're already in the midst of working on the follow-up joint for 2022.
That's dope. And you just dropped your really yeah, Devo. I see your question in chat, Devo. I'm definitely gonna get to that. That's a great question. Tino, let's talk about another thing that I think that really helped you last year that I got to see as you were creating. You really invested in yourself. Like,
correct.
You put money into studio time. You drove an hour to go to a studio that wasn't even in your city to work with. Tell us about your decision to really step up your audio quality this time around.
I was like, people are used to a certain sound. I did the project before this drop, before this series of drops. I did. Because this actually goes back to Past Due, which came out in 2020, which is that was my first time working with Dreamcatchers up in Columbus, Ohio. Shout out to Rizzo.
Yeah.
But I made a conscious effort. It's like I spent all this money on different things in my life, and a lot of the things that I got were like physical, and even though they were tangible, they didn't really manifest themselves into something that could be long term. So I was like, let me take this money that I'm putting in the things and put it into the thing that I say that I'm most passionate about. So I just wrote the check, man. Like sometimes you just got to write that check. So I wrote that check and I kept going to Rizzo because everything that I was hearing coming out of Columbus that sounded incredible seemed like it was stemming from Dreamcatcher Studio, whether that be a song by Sam Rothstein or a song by Trigno or a song by any of the more prominent artists that were up there. Dreamcatchers had some hand in either the production, the recording, or the mixing. So I was like, I need to go see what it is about what's going on up in Columbus. So I wrote the check. I worked with the man, and I don't think I could work with nobody else at this time because it's like the results are. You can hear the results in the sound. Like it like he helped me find who it was. And you came through the studio and he was like, hey man, quit trying to be perfect. The intention is more important. And as soon as you said that, I felt like my whole project took off.
That's dope. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was dope. It was good to just come and sit in, because I record at home so much. Like I don't really get to sit in and just be a part of it, but it's not about me, it's like it's about you,
Yeah, you was off in the cut, and then you slid him okay, I see what you're doing in the booth, and then you hit him with the new fills on the drums, and I was like, oh, he was cooking while he was sitting on that couch, man. He wasn't no games. I seen the head nod. I was like, okay, and then he put the new beat in. I was like, oh, this is a whole different vibe now.
Yeah,
man. You really and even the verse, man. When you sent me that verse, I was like, oh man, sometimes you as an artist, it's like this competitive nature you get about who got the verse that's worth listening to, who got the best verse on this joint. But I just knew, and I was like, this is what I wanted. I wanted Brent to take off on this song, and so to have you on there is a real honor, for real.
Dude, thank you for having me, man. The project is really fucking dope. It's really dope, and watching you Now I've played for those of you who don't know, Columbus and Dayton are what 40 miles, 50 miles apart or some shit like that. We're not that far apart. And so I play Dayton quite a bit. Always have it. And Tino has played shows with me over the years. And so I've seen him grow. I've heard his projects. And so I know how much Dayton loves him as a person and an artist. And so to see now like these leaps he's making and to see the people respond to it, because I already know that he already got the people behind him. And it's something we talk about on the podcast a lot. Obviously, you can be successful on the internet, and that's cool. But I'm a firm believer that like during time, Tino, did you get logged off? If you got logged
No,
off,
I'm
Tino,
still here.
okay, my bad. I was just making sure. But yeah, I'm a firm believer that like you can straight up like you can get so much further, so much faster, and find so many more connections by starting in your own backyard.
Yeah.
Because many artists, one of their biggest problems, they always want to network up. They're always asking bigger artists, bigger people in the industry to do something for them instead of networking like horizontally, you know? And what you do really well is you have everyone in your scene. You're plugged in so much horizontally that you have a bigger impact there than most people who are trying to be national will ever have, because many of them fail.
Yeah. Yeah, I got like, and that's kind of the beauty. Like when I was coming up, there wasn't really much of a hip hop scene like that was like prevalent in the venues going on around here. So like I got plugged in with a lot of bands. Like I put out my first vinyl record this year with it was a vinyl split with a band called Moira, and another artist on the other flip side was Paige Beller, who was actually the first person to ever like book me for a show. And so we got like this little, we're on a smaller record label out of Kentucky during that particular release. I'm still independent, but for that release, they wanted to go through Sofa Burn. So we put out a vinyl, 7-inch, and like, it's just the things that I've been able to do is because of I'm just not only a part of the hip hop scene. Like I've helped try and grow the hip hop scene here, but I'm also a part. Like I put out a pop folk record with Lisa Gaines this year. The song's called Run, and it's like nothing that I've ever done before. So like just being able to like have musicians, and not to say that we are any less musicians, but to have musicians who handle instruments that want to play shows with you is really I found that to be like one of the best cross promotional things that I've been able to do, because people come out to see a rock band and they see you take off on a hip hop side and they're like, oh, I didn't know somebody was in the city really doing it like this.
Yeah.
So that's one of the blessings that I've had being in a smaller market, because like Dayton is about 400,000 people. It's not like Columbus, it's not like Cincy, it's not like Cleveland where I'm from, where you're talking about these metropolitan areas have millions of people, and you got big enough venues where you might be able to play on the west side one night, play on the east side another night, and you got whole different crowds. So Dayton is really a closer knit community, but that's one of the beautiful parts about the scene here, is because if you really are putting in work in the scene, then there's somebody who's aware of you in the scene, and that's what led to I got my first placement this year. I was able to get do some a commercial which for Premier Health this year that just got released. People have been hitting me up like, did I just hear you doing the Ohioan on a heart commercial? And I'm like, yeah, that was me.
That's dope. That's really dope. And you did all of that without like spending like thousands of dollars on publicists, without paying people to get on Spotify playlists or any of that. Just grassroots.
No, if you go look at my Spotify numbers, Mimosas just got over 1,000 plays. And like, but if you look at my Bandcamp, I've had over 10,000 plays, and like nobody, and all my albums are on there at Name Your Price. I never put anything. I want people to be able to access the music just as easily or just as readily as they would be able to on like a Spotify or any other digital streaming platform. But I give you the option to pay for it, and like I don't think I average under $10 per if I take all of the purchases on any single project. In the newest project, I don't average under $15 a purchase. for the project, and I have not named the price at all. And there's people who paid $75 for the project. There's people who paid $3 for the project. But in the end, I know that the love and the support evens it out, so I don't have to dictate what it is. There's people who are really there to support the projects.
That's amazing. That's amazing. For those of you who are artists in the chat, I hope that you're kind of listening to some of the things that he's doing, because it's not what a lot of people are doing, but it's how we used to do things back in the day. Like how you're doing things is so grassroots. It's refreshing, because so many artists think now that, oh, I don't got to do anything locally. I don't need to leave my house to make a name. I don't have to, to know the people in my scene. They think that opportunities are going to come from outside of their city first. And they miss this gold mine of opportunities that are right under their nose. And so seeing what you're doing is so refreshing to me, because it's working. And it's like, I know that other people don't know that you're working a straight up plan and you're building it up. But I know as an outsider, I'm seeing you straight up like work this plan. And I know that the excitement is there for the music, and so it's really, really fucking dope to see, man. Really dope.
I appreciate it, man. You really did help me with that. Like, because he was like, what happens if you drop 3 times in a year? And I was like, I don't know. And you're like, you don't know. So let's go ahead and see what happens if you drop 3 times. So they got 3 different looks. Each time I've dropped, like, I feel like the momentum from the last project has carried over. We're talking about this the end of the year, and it's like some of the projects are appearing on people's end of year list. I got my first place. First time I got picked up for Ear Milk. The song Mimosas was on Ear Milk, and it's like these things happen because you never let the ball drop. Like that, you keep these things juggling in the air, and I think that's what I feel like. I was suspending things because I was feeling like I need this space and time to allow this market to evidence about my drops, when it's like, if I just keep going and I keep giving them quality, I feel like that's another thing. If I felt like the things that I was putting out was not worth noting, then, or worth taking the time to listen to, then I would have backed off of some of these projects. But we're talking about I'm doing some of the best work that I've ever done in my life. And I think that's also goes back to what you said. If you stay ready, you don't need to get ready. And I'm already like, since I'm in these album modes, I'm always sharp with the pen. I'm always sharp with the promotions, the advertisements. I like it. These things come naturally now, because it's not like I've never taken that space of time off where it's like, oh, this is all I'm doing is writing this period, and this is all I'm doing is marketing this period, or recording and mixing and mastering. It's like these things are all happening, transpiring at once. So I never have to worry about, am I in the mood to write the song? Am I in the mood to come up with a Safe Money collab joint? We're just doing it.
Yeah, that's fucking excellent. Another thing you do that I really like, and you talked about it briefly, is like, you're not afraid to collaborate with people who some people wouldn't expect you to. So like, for example, one of the things you did early on several years ago was you told me about, you did a project to that band Myra's music. There's a band from Dayton called Myra, right? Is that their name?
Moira.
Yeah. And you were just a fan, right? And you just listened to their music and you just said, you know what? I like this shit where it's moving me. I'm just going to write rhymes to their music. And then you record it to them, right?
I told him, like, I saw him at a show, like the lead singer, Alicia, she happened to be a fan of mine. I didn't even know. Like, I saw him for the first time, like in 2016, was blown away. They was doing some dream pop, 808s, like deep 808s, but like at the same time, they're playing real instruments. They got like these 808 triggers. They got all these kind of like syncopated pads, and they're playing live samples while playing drums. Like, I call the drummer like an octopus, because he's like doing light triggers while playing this kit, while hitting samples. And like, I just was blown away by the musicianship. And like, I was like, hey, what y'all doing is blowing my mind. And then like, I saw him maybe a few months later, after having obsessed over their project to the point where I was writing rhymes in the like different like break parts of their song where there was no vocals. Yeah. And I told their lead singer, I was like, hey, I just want you to know I was in like a little bit of a writer's funk, and listening to your music helped me. I've written several verses to your songs, and that's kind of pulled me out of my writer's block. And she's like, oh, for real? Well, get on stage and do something this evening. I was like, what? But that wasn't what I was trying to do. But that is how that partnership began. And like, we have like formed one of the better collaborations. Like it's one of those things where you don't see a hip hop artist with a dream pop band, and it's like it's kind of it's got a like Big Grams feel, but like it's all our own type of deal.
Yeah. And that led to so many fucking opportunities for you. Your collaboration with
Correct. I
them.
was on the news. I was on the news because of that. I was like, it's like, yeah. And I got, like I said, to put out my first vinyl record, didn't have to pay no kind of cash out of pocket.
Yeah.
A record label put it out.
Yeah, man. To everybody in the chat, I hope you guys are hearing this. This is such inspiring. There's gonna be people that are in your city, and one of the things that you kind of, who you remind me of with that side of things was in Columbus. The artist Envelope, who we used to put out his records back in the day. That was something he was doing here before anybody here was doing it. So he was doing shows and projects with bands as a hip hop artist, where a lot of times he would play on their bills as the only hip hop artist. And what it ended up doing was it led him to like having a fan base that was completely different than everybody else on waitlist. And he would play those shows and he would have opportunities that were different than opportunities that would come from us. Because we could get him in my lane or in Illogic's lane or, Zero Star's lane, but it wasn't the same as what he could do when he fell into that group that he was already friends with and was collaborating with just as a fan. And it was very natural for him. And to the artists at home, you may be thinking that, okay, these bands around me, or I like this kind of music and maybe it's not quote unquote hip hop. So I'm hesitant to work with these dudes or do something with them. But I'm telling you, those collaborations are going to create a lot of opportunity because they're naturally you being you. When you start being you as a fan, you're going to create something with those artists that you never would have created on your own. Don't be afraid to do those things. I've done shows like I did a show with a band here in Columbus that I was a big fan of. They were called Brainbow. My guy Bob, who played bass for me for a long time. If y'all know, then y'all know my guy, that Brainbow used to be incredible. And I used to collaborate with them dudes and kick it. And that whole scene got me so many fans who were not like straight up hip hop fans that it just helped me tremendously, man. And I see you doing the same thing. And you're taking it a step further because you got like actual recordings with them. We just collaborated on shows and special events and things of that nature. And so you're really, really doing it proper, man.
Yeah, it just gives you a chance to like, and like you said, with it being a smaller market, like it gives you a chance to have different looks. You can't play the same shows, can't play the same venues all the time as yourself. So like if I go and play it with Moira, that's going to be a different look than when you come and see me as Tino, or when you come see me as Safe Money, or when you come see me as my band with Sidekick Complex, or if I do one of my features that I have with Night Beast. I'm on a song with Night Beast, and we play that song, and they're like the biggest band in Dayton, and like they pack out like 200 cap, 300 cap rooms. Yeah. So like just to be able to like, and their fans are, like you said, they're different. So it's a way of being able to cross pollinate, but it starts with a genuine love of their music. Like, because people will know if you're faking it. Like same thing with hip hop. You'll know if somebody really vibe with your music, they really know the music or not. That's why the collaboration with K Carter worked so well, because I was a fan of his and he was a fan of mine. So like it just was natural. It was no ego involved in that. We were just trying to come up with the best combination of things that we could do together.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So the new project, let me while we're talking about it, let's make sure that the people know where to get this thing at real quick. I think I got the link to your band. It's hiphoptino .bandcamp.com. That's his Bandcamp. Right. And the name of the album is Never Worried About Tomorrow. It's 10-song project. I produced 2 tracks on it. The other production by Nick Robinson. Let me see who else other production is by on here. Nick Robinson.
Rizzo did that on that. Rizzo did a joint on there.
Yeah, Rizzo did a joint on there. And it's mixed
and that's it. Like
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. And I was like, that's it. Like you, Nick, and Rizzo. That was all I really wanted. I didn't want a lot of different vibes on the project.
Yeah. Great project, really great project, and it's you kind of really coming into your own. And so everybody who's watching us, please support Tino. This man has support. He's a listener of the podcast. He's a dope artist. you know, he's a grassroots dude who anybody from Dayton knows and supports and knows he's doing this the right way, and he's seeing success by working his plan. And Tino, you got anything you want to just tell the people and shout them out, or how they can support you?
Yeah, you can always visit itstino.com. That's my website. That'll link you to Bandcamp. That'll link you to any of the digital streaming services. I need to update the website, but it has all of those links for you. If you want to hit me up on IG, I'm at everything you can find me at is Hip Hop Tino, all one word. Tino's Tino. I'm a little bit hard to find on Spotify because there might be like a few hundred Latin Tinos out there in the world. So, if you want to go ahead and visit itstino.com, you can follow me that way. I'm working, like I said, like he said, I'm always trying to work. And I'm actually, the funny thing is, I'm a big fan of emo music. So like, this is like kind of like my adventures in counterculture type project.
Yeah.
I'm working on a emo inspired project called Midwest Sorrows for next year too. So I'm working on Safe Money follow up, working on the Midwest Sorrows, and I got a project with my guy Martin, DJ Martin, who does a lot of the Red Bull competition break beats. I'm actually working on a project with him out of France that we're gonna try and drop next year too.
Hell yeah, that's dope. You got a lot of shit coming, but you know what? I already knew you had this much music. That's why I was telling you just drop the shit.
They wouldn't let me outside, bro. I had to do something.
Yeah. It's
So
working
I
out,
cooked.
man. Yeah. And now you're seeing the benefits of that, man. So, dude, thank you for coming on.
No, appreciate you having me, man. This is like a real honor for me because, like, just listening to you and Illogic, and like I've gotten soaked up so much game for the free. So it's like I would feel like this is the least that I could do is get on the show and holler, shout out my mans, and speak to the people. I hope everybody has a beautiful New Year's. 2022 is going to be a bigger and better thing. I feel like for everybody.
Hell yeah, man. So thank you, brother, and keep me posted.
But can I ask you a question?
Of course.
When you gonna drop that project that I heard?
What had happened was my dog ate it. Nah, my dog ain't eat it. Nah, that's actually I'm in the same position that you're in, Tino, where it's like I was sitting on a lot of music due to, like, you know, the COVID and all this stuff I was supposed to drop. That was the record I was supposed to drop at the beginning of 2021, and I was supposed to tour that whole year, you know, or 2020, and I was supposed to tour that whole year, and then that didn't happen, and we waited on 2021, and then it was like I couldn't do that, and so it kind of made me really it made me hesitant for a second about how to drop it and drop it. But I got that record done. I got another EP that I've finished up, and so now especially now that I've kind of got things settled with, like, you know, I got an alternate source of income now. I'm not just sitting around waiting on the industry to come back. Now I feel like dropping a hella music. So I got a plan together to drop so much more fucking music this coming year. And there's going to be some announcements very soon about all types of music. I got a lot sitting around, and I'm hoping to be putting out maybe 2 to 3 projects next year, kind of like you did this year.
Excellent, man. Because like I've been like, man, if I don't hear that some of them joints again, like I'm gonna go crazy because it was just nothing but heaters on that baby. Like,
thanks, man. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, man.
Of course.
And I hate sitting on music. You know, I'm not like that. I'm usually a pretty prolific artist, but you know, the whole last 2 years has messed up everybody's creative schedule to some extent. Especially if you were touring, it kind of threw you off. So
yeah, you're a touring artist. It makes sense because like you get a bag off of going around and promoting those records. Whereas me, I'm at the crib. Well, we working. We getting out of here. I'll be in Columbus, in fact, actually on the 7th. So if anybody is at Double Happiness, I want to pull up the Double Happiness. I'm playing at Double Happiness on the 7th. Yep. Beat Trigno.
What day is that on?
That's a Friday. That's a Friday.
Okay, text
Friday.
me, man.
All right, we'll do. My apologies. I shouldn't just hit you with that the first time now.
Yeah, well, if I'm available, I'm gonna shoot through.
All right, word.
If I'm not working, I'm coming through. But just remind me, send me a just a little text with some details in it, and so I can remember.
Will do.
Hell yeah, so thank you for coming on, man. Appreciate you, brother.
Of course, man. I look forward to hearing the rest of it.
Yeah, man. Well, I'll talk to you soon, Tino.
All right, peace.
Peace. Okay, 1 second. Yo, everybody in the chat. Yo, yes, please. Give some love to Tino. You know, he shot through. And I hope y'all got some game out of that, man. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. For those of you who, you know, you've been paying attention on Twitter, you've been paying attention on social medias, you know, Tino's not the only one who you know, we interviewing today. You know, we got other, you know, MCs who had a great 2021, you know, and hold on, my man is making fun. He said Blueprint talking all this, drop the music, but I see you, Jack Ma. Look, hey, the music is coming. It's coming. You know, I can tell cats to drop it when they console me, but you know, when I start dropping this music, it's gonna start coming. So you know,
it's actually gonna be over because I've heard it.
yes,
It's actually over.
So on the phone right now, we got, you know, Curly Castro.
Yo,
What's up,
what up?
brother?
What it do, man?
Hey, man.
I'm in
Hey.
the most precarious position. Most people like, oh, what you at an open mic? You spinning? No, I'm in the hospital.
Damn. Yo, Curly Castro is calling in from the hospital, man. Can y'all show this brother some love, please?
Yeah, please, thank you.
Support this man. He told me you broke his hip the other day. You broke your hip, bro?
Yeah, I broke my femur. I fell and broke my femur.
Was you
So,
was you Hulk Hogan leg dropping somebody?
No,
was
it
was it
just one
anything
of those
cool?
things.
Just
My leg gave out,
damn.
and so my whole body just went with it. So I didn't even fall far.
Oh man,
Just
shit.
yeah, exactly. Just my leg just went out one day. I didn't have any sneakers on. That could have attributed to it.
Shit, I was trying to let you get a smooth lie off to look cool. Like, what happened? You Hulk? You was like,
Oh
nah.
no, you know what I'm saying? I got into this battle and I was
Yes.
killing homie in the third round. I had him 3 down. He picked me. Nah, man. I'm a rapper with old bones, man, and I just happened to lose my foot. My brother needs some recovery, man. That's it. I can't make it as much of a legend, Fred, as you know. I can't.
Well, you know, it's gonna give you a chance to embellish just a little bit. Like,
All right, it's all. As we go along, I'll pump it up on some Scalabrini.
All right,
In half an hour, I was in a shootout trying to get me my one copy of 1988. Trying to get
a little extra sauce on everything. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it never hurt.
So let's talk about this record, man. This little Bobby Hutton, Robert Hutton record. You know, I'm sure you heard the episode. We reviewed it. We
Love the
about
episode. First of all, very grateful and appreciative. For anybody that doesn't know, Super Duty Tough Work, they don't take no payola. And when you give them a suggestion, it's putting in like a digital suggestion box, which has like a 3-year lifespan to and fro. So you might sell them, say something, and maybe a couple of years, let's use that idea that Castro came with. So there's no nepotism. There's no being put to the front of the line. These are genuine brothers. And I was very grateful and appreciative that y'all gave the album such a great review.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It was like, you know, that moment when it came out and then like, you know, Logic we were texting that day randomly and he's like, yo, this Castro record. And I'm like, yeah, you know, we gonna have to talk about this. And he's like, yes, we got to talk about this on this fucking show. And
hold on a second. Come in. Huh? Okay.
Do you want me to come back in a couple minutes?
Can you please?
Yeah.
Yo, this is mad epic. She just brought my man Tylenol. Did y'all hear that? She said, hey, I got the Tylenol. This man,
you see what I'm saying? I'm getting my meds delivered. Now, I could be embellishing. This could be the greatest improv you ever heard.
It's too convincing. This is too real now. This is too real.
The door's closing and open it.
Yeah, man.
No, but no worries. I've been asking for light and energy, but they're taking really good care of you, boy.
That's good to hear, man.
You know, we're on the road to recovery.
So one thing I like about you and your process, which is something I talked to Tino about previously for his record, is you are a guy who doesn't even, if I remember correctly, you don't even have a home studio. You legit book studio time to write and record your records like the way it was done 20, 30 fucking years ago.
Yeah, and Print, to that point, I was there was, you know, opportunities here and there because I have studio friends that have equipment, and they could have passed me down some of their second gen stuff, and I could have made a little mock, little portable thing with a blue mic and a PC. But there is something that I still love about getting up getting my books, having my files, and going to the studio. You know what I mean? And I always was resistant on making my place the studio because at earlier points in my music career, my house was the rehearsal space.
Yeah.
So we did have a drum set in the front and we had good neighbors, but we were making a lot of noise. And that you know what that leads to, 10, 20 niggas in the house, pretty 3-4 days a week. You know what I'm saying? Day jobs regardless. So I just remember as getting a little older, I'm in my 40s now, I don't mind. I just didn't want to have my house be the spot. I was very irresponsible. I had girlfriends I've lived with, and I had a best friend at that time, and that motherfucker was every day, you know, and I wasn't aware of how much I was neglecting my significant other by being so hip hop. So when I split from all of that and I was just generating my own musics, I still really enjoyed getting up and going to the studio and letting the studio be the spot and letting my home be my home.
That's fucking dope.
But it's funny enough, in light of this accident and stuff, I'm getting a home rig now.
Yeah, you ain't got no choice because you can't.
I'm getting a home rig so I don't have to make these long trips.
Yeah,
and I do travel a good distance to my current studio.
Yeah.
So, you know.
I mean, you beat
But it was also a necessity. So like Zilla used to record me a lot, like for years. And then when he got married and had a kid and they moved, he didn't have like the audio space. Like he didn't have a daughter in his basement. So we couldn't be in there banging out. And so I remember like having a little hard time, like across. I was like, wait a minute. You know, when you're used to something, I was like, well, where am I going now? Now, mind you, there's plenty of studios in the city, but I wasn't using them. I was using, you know, Zilla's. So that's when I hooked up with a couple other engineers. And the irony and the good irony of it is those engineers later on led to like, I can record whole projects there. I can have my time there. There's nobody coming in after me or before me. My time is set. And then some of these engineers end up mixing these projects because I would do that much at their spot. So, you know, all's well that ends well. I love the process.
Yeah. Let's talk about like, what do you do? Because you know, I'm a producer and a rapper, so and engineer as well for my own stuff. And I know that to do that successfully as an artist, you got to be doing some decent work ahead of time in terms of conceptualization. Let's talk about like what kind of things are you working out ahead of time that allow you to make that work going into studio like that?
I'm very staunch in my own personal rules for the studio. So like when you're coming up and you hear the little, you know, myths or whatever, oh, we in the studio 5 hours and only worked on one song. Oh no, sir. I'm paying for this. So every time studio with me, it would always be, let's get this work done first, and then we can then take me off the clock, and then we can sit here and chat about anything.
Yeah.
And that was pretty important to me. So what I would do is I would be very prepared. Even if I went to a studio of multiple cats and we laying a couple of us on the track, my verse is done in a couple of takes. I was always impressive that way because I never wanted to be the drag, or I never want to be the last guy, or, you know, you going forth so you've had time to imbibe, you're half drunk because everybody else went before you. That was not my plan. My plan was to get work done, and then once the work is done, clock me out. Because I always felt like that was the wrong myth for us MCs to have. I used to hear people over, like, and then I had other friends that actually did this. They would be so gearheadish that they would just sit around and talk and catch up and talk and go to sleep at 4 a.m. And then I would call them at 10 the next day because I'm up. I'm like, oh, you know, just chatting. What'd y'all get done? Oh, we only really got done like 1.5. Y'all were together for 12 hours.
Wow.
What is that about? And I never liked that inefficiency, friend. I was not a fan of that. So I try to go to the studio very prepared and ready to go.
Yeah. And part of that is your relationship with producers.
Yes, sir.
What I like about you, when you do a project, you know how to really articulate the sound you're looking for.
That's a time. Because at one point, I was working with a lot of live musicians. So there was some jostling and some poking fun at, oh man, can you do? And they be like, what key is that in, Castro? You know, like messing with me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, you dickhead. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. But over time, I've been able to relay the message better and refine it better. I do know notes and things like that, but I still don't use that language. But I felt like they were messing with me. But over time, I've been able to actually relay in a succinct manner where they get it, and then I'll let them go off.
Yeah. Yeah. And even just me working with you, like when you described to me the vibe of this album long before you had started it.
Yeah. What did I tell you, Prince? Do you remember?
You were kind of like, it's on some blaxploitation. You described certain movies to me. You described books. You described certain people. You know what I mean? Like certain revolutionaries.
I like the producer to have the autonomy to work in his or her space, but I also want to give them umbrella. I'm big on umbrellas. If you have an umbrella topic, then the rain's gonna fall where you want it to. So as long as I give you a nice wide berth, your wrestling ring got 4 wide ropes. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna be in there dancing, and I have ultimate confidence in the people I work with. Otherwise, I would steer away from that. Yeah. So thank you for that, because that took, like I told you, this guy's messing with me. What key is that in? Is that flat or sharp, Castro?
Yeah. I like it because, you know, my thing is, one of the hardest things to do when I'm working with an artist is finding what they want. You know, because in my head, I hear them and I have an idea what I think I would do with them. But sometimes that isn't exactly what they're looking for. Sometimes they're looking for something specific.
It seems like sometimes that parallels. I have that problem with small professor.
Yeah.
He'll have in his mind, he'll give me a batch of beats, and he thinks, oh, Cash is going to pick 1, 6, and 9, and I take 2, 3, and 8. You know what I mean? Constantly that happens all the time. So I like meeting in the middle. You know what I mean? And I like us surprising each other. So when I first worked with you on my solo record, I did a track called Now They Call Me Castro. That beat was the last beat on the 3rd pack that you gave me, and you gave our packs as one continuous track with your watermarks in there. You know, for defensive purposes. I totally get it. And me and Zilla were listening to it, and we sort of we were looking at the counter marker specifically so we could know to tell you, all right, 34, 12, 5, 8, whatever. Yeah. And this was literally the last 3 minutes, so I knew this was the last beat. And it was playing this crazy guitars, and I was like, "Oh, that's the one right there!" Boom.
Yeah.
And before that, we had picked a couple. They were, you know what I'm saying? You pick one, and one ups that one, and another one ups that one. But we were still kind of shaky about the one, and it was literally the last beat on the 3rd pack you gave me. So I knew it was serendipity.
Yeah,
man.
I
think I did the hell to that track.
Yeah, and you got a good ear for beats too. So it's like
I try.
There's certain things like I'll listen to other projects you like your last project with Small Pro, and it was so different and unconventional, but it inspired me because it was like, oh, I can send him some of this shit that I can't send nobody else.
Yeah, so the Blue Edwards project was Smalls challenging me.
Yeah.
And not hiding it. So there are 6, 8 beats on there. 4 or 5 beats. Like he was like, I'm gonna give him the weirdest and hardest time signatures and let him figure it out. Because Smalls has that confidence in me. So the irony, now I'm gonna start irony. The process of that project was I had the beats for about a year. And I just had to sit on them because I had to figure them out like a math equation. So which flow can I use on this unique time signature? But once I started figuring out the equations, it was like just doing like a final project, just doing them in pieces. So I did the first 2 parts and the last 2 parts, and and just worked my way through it. But I did have those beats for a while before I truly was able to mathematically conquer them and come up with some decent flows.
Man, okay. So this is a question I've been wanting to ask for a long
Yes,
time. How important are movies to your creative process?
Subconsciously very. As you can tell, like if you listen to my lyrics, I would drop. And it's funny because I'll drop a scene from a Spike movie in there before I even tell you what movie it is. Like I might not reference, hey, this is featuring that. No, I might just hit you with, you just stepping on my shoes. You're a white man, live on a black man's block. Like
exactly.
And you'll hear that, and what works is, one, I'm such a Spike fan. Spike will always have a presence in my music, period. Yeah. And what I think the listener is doing is they'll hear it and they will recognize it, because you recognize a line that you've seen a movie of, but you might not be able to place it at that moment. That's the song I want them to go back to. Oh, let me go back and see what this is about.
Rhythm, we're talking to Curly Castro right now. Everybody in the chat, we're talking to Curly Castro. We reviewed his album on the podcast. his Little Robert Hutton album on a podcast. Dope record. This is who we're talking to right now, just so you guys in chat know.
Yo,
go
what
ahead,
up, y'all?
Yeah. Go ahead, brother.
So so in between records, Print, I'm very much working. So studying, absorbing as much as I can. So as much music as I listen to, I'm watching a lot of film too. And I think I'm almost a cinephile. Like I pay attention to cinematography, sound cues. One big moment, just bear with me here. There's a moment in Dead Presidents when it's the shootout at the armored truck. Before it pulls off, they have this sound sequence where Delilah turns because the guard is coming out. So it's slow motion. You hear the door. She turns. Anthony. Boom, 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 boom. The cop turns. Boom, 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 boom. Hits her. She falls. You hear her fall, the leather. You hear the click of the gun fall to the ground. Click. Then you hear Anthony cock his gun, shoot him. And it's, if you close your eyes, it's almost music. And it's made up of literal falls and bullet clicks and gun loadings. And stuff like that really gets my juices going. I'm like, all right, I got to figure out how to replicate that. Like, that's some Hughes Brothers master. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were sitting in the room talking about that. That was an accident. You know what I mean? And so I just I like to get into the minutia. I like series that are very heavy. Big Vince Gilligan fan. So that's like Breaking Bad, El Camino, Better Call Saul, because they're not just making TV shows, they're making events. Like, I got into Sopranos late. But what I saw with Sopranos was a popular show that took advantage of its popularity because they're like, you know what? This episode, dream episode, half Italian, doesn't have to make sense. And if your show is not successful, you can't afford that because your watchers will be like, what's this? You know what I mean? Like the same way that they people were bucking back on season 2 of The Wire. They didn't have that trust yet with their audience to like, yo, just follow us. You know what I mean? And I think
I was gonna say your albums are very much like that, though. You're well in terms of when I listen to your latest record, it kind of sucks you in immediately. Like,
I try. Yeah,
hey, I don't know what you thought you were going, but this is where we're gonna take you on this fucking.
Oh, indeed. I love world building. World building. So that comes out in film and television, and I try to do that with records. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, for instance, this record, the world building was the beat selection, but I also, if people notice, every producer has at least 2 beats on there.
Yes.
So if you hear a sound early, and it's not parallel, it's not like I have 5 beats and 5 different beats, and then they mirror 5 beats for track 5 to 10. It's not that, but it's if you hear a signature sound from one of the producers, you'll hear another one of his, and it'll make you make the association.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I've heard this style. That was early in the album, but that was the track before. And I just and I actually got that from your man Muggs when he did one of the newest Soul Assassins. Might not be Dia La Muerte, but he took the MCs and featured them all twice on the track. So there's Coogee Raps on 2 different tracks, Dooms on 2 different tracks, earlier and later in the album. And what it did was it created a community and it's world building. So you're just in it now. So I hope I'm successful moving further down the line. So thank you, Brent, for that, saying that about the record.
You absolutely are. Like when I listen to it, and you know, one thing as a listener, for those of you who've heard the project, for me as a listener, knowing, and you find yourself hearing movie references, and you're like, is that a reference to? Oh, right. No, that's a. Wait a minute, did he just drop the? Because like you're saying, it's not like you come out and explicitly break down where it's from. You know,
I don't make it that obvious.
You don't make it that obvious.
It shouldn't be. No, you have my listeners have intelligence. They'll figure it out.
Yeah,
so I'm not going to make it that obvious. Yeah.
And another thing that some people may not understand too is, you know, I directed a music video for you.
Yes, sir.
As well.
Yes, sir.
And it was very much a similar process in terms of visually. This is the vibe I'm looking for. I'm looking for some, you know, I need something like this. And I
gave you a bunch of examples.
Yeah, a bunch of examples. I was like, all right, cool, let's do it. You know, and like the shit is really fucking dope. I think it's one of the best music videos I've done, but it's not like my other joints. Like, you know, like there's little things. It was dope because you actually came to Columbus, which is it was very similar to you, like actually going to the fucking studio to cook up. You know,
very parallels ahead. We hitting parallels.
Yeah,
parallels.
Right. You came to Columbus, stayed at the crib, And then we went and found the locations and just shot that motherfucker in one day.
And executed it. I think we had like 4 or 5 bullet points. We checked off all of them. There was nothing we didn't execute.
Yeah.
Daylight time, and there was nothing like, I wish we got to that shot. No, that didn't happen.
No.
We got everything we needed, and that was refreshing.
Yeah.
Same thing when you shot the shrapnel video.
Yeah.
You
same
came
thing.
to New York.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? and
thing.
For listeners here, so we hired Fritz to come to New York and shoot a shrapnel video. I'm coming from Philly, premise in Manhattan. Blueprint beats us all. We're late. He's early. Figured out. And the call time was at 8.
Yeah.
He was there 7:30. Yo, where y'all at? I'm pulling up.
Y'all
said damn near jumped out his pajamas.
Hey, this is the time y'all said I'm here. Y'all said this time.
Like, where you at? I was like, yo, I'm on 9-5. I'm on way. He's like, yo, all right. So this is what I'm gonna do. Like we were talking very fast that morning.
That's one thing about me, man. Is like I have the promptness of a non-hip hop guy. Like my promptness is not hip hop.
Yes, you do.
If cats say we shooting at 8, I'm there at 7:45.
And you know the realistic nature of driving to and from places.
Yes,
so you have that capacity. So you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, this is gonna take me 4 hours to hit this point. Boom. Okay, that means I leave by here. You don't factor in anything but realistic time. You're not sitting there, I could slide by such and such a chicken. I got to have no, that's not print. Print is like, it takes this long to get to this place. We're gonna make that move. And then we'll get that damn chicken.
Yeah. Shit. And there was dope. There's like certain things that really kind of worked in our favor on both of those studios, both of those videos that like made those things where like the one for like the shrapnel one, to me, it was like when the mannequins came through, you know what I mean?
Yes, it was when we got those. That took that scene right out because we mannequins and measuring tape. Yeah. So when I was just Fanta measuring tape and we had the clothing rolls. And hanging the clothing that took it home. Yeah. That was Prem's verse. Yeah, so that was dope.
And for those of you at home, like, you don't know, like, we do these things. It's very low budget, so we're calling around. We're using locations, people's apartments. We're borrowing clothes. And when you call somebody in the morning and say, "Hey, do you happen to have 2 or 3 mannequins we can use for a video shoot?" It's not. You're probably not gonna get it. You know, it's gonna be very difficult.
Most likely not.
You know, and then one we shot in Columbus, it was like my guy Dorian showing up to dance. To me, that just like turned it out because we were at this damn park and it's like it's the middle of like everything is shut down. We at this park and this park is cracking. Remember how much that park was cracking?
It was cracking. There was mad grinders there, y'all, skateboarders. They was out there having time. I bet you those people don't get it. Brent, I bet you those people don't get their turn at the park. No, those are the ones that usually sitting on the side waiting to roll, and they were there in force.
Yes, they was deep, and it was hood shit too. Like hood shit on one side, you had the motherfucking skate park behind us, and then you had, my guy Dorian show up.
And 2 like birthday parties going on.
2 birthday parties. People riding through parking lot pimping.
For anybody listening, a hood party is when black people gather at a public park and they use the grills that are installed at the park.
Yes. We commandeer that shit. It's ours for like 6 hours.
It's ours for about 4
balloons and signs and the whole shit. It's like ours. Yeah. But yeah, it was that. It was people coming through, bumping sounds, parking lot pimping and shit. And we shooting the music video right in the middle of all this shit. Yep. And my guy Dorian, I didn't know if he was going to be able to make it to dance. He showed up.
He was on the fence. Yeah. He came and killed it.
Caught the bus there.
There was and I don't even know Columbus like that, but I know that was difficult. That one shot we wanted to get, we got it. Yes. And we got it in a manner that the next time we do it, we'll even do it even better. Yeah. So like, I was very happy. So long story short, for all the listeners, we handle our business when the time allotted. Yes. We're not sitting there wasting time. It's like, look, hip hop is not always the glamorous life. Come on. I don't care what that song says. I love the song, but it's sometimes you get dirty, your knees get a little dirty, but the outcomes, that's what should always reveal. These outcomes are great, and you can't beat that. And that's why I love the art. Love it.
Man. And so let's talk about like where can people support you, because I want people to support this record. Okay. And hit the people with some links, hit them with some titles, hit them with how you would best like them to support what you got.
No doubt. There's 2 ways to get my current record. On Bandcamp, you can go to curlycastro.bandcamp.com. And you can also go to my label's website, Backwoods Studios, 2Z's.com, and they have the CD for pre-order up there. CDs to drop. People have bought the CD already, but y'all know with the manufacturing, and I'm not even gonna go, but that stuff is happening. So the end of January, the CDs will be shipping. So you can still cop a CD. You can get the digital. I tell people go to both because that's my label that pays me. So I get a cut if they go to if they go to Backwoods, or if they go to Bandcamp, I get a cut. So it's mutually beneficial. And then most social medias you can find me either as Curly Castro or Curly_Castro, and I'll pop up.
That's dope, man. And so one last thing I did want to ask you before I let you out. How was it touring this year? You got to tour this year.
Yes. So it was very refreshing. Now, mind you, I'm dealing with some injuries. So it was one of those tours where I had to kind of pain manage and bide my time. I'm dealing with some back issues. That's another reason I'm in the hospital.
You got a case of the OLD. You got a case of the OLD, man.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, very much so. But I think we found some solutions while I've been here this week. So it's all going in a better direction than it was before. But other than that, because that was real, so I was grinning and bearing that. It was really good, man. So first off, and I'm not going to be long with it, the first 2 dates were with Arm & Hammer. And if anybody doesn't know, Arm & Hammer is the future. And it's very refreshing if you were I'm friends with them and I've worked with them for years. So I've seen the progression. And so to go to these shows, the first 2 were sold out. We did one at the what's that Boston venue?
Middle East.
Middle East. Yeah, we did one in the Middle East, and we did in Philly. We did the church.
Yep, First Unitarian Church. Yeah.
Yes, and they packed these places. They did. I mean, we helped, but they did, and it was so refreshing to see people sing their lines and stuff. So that's the first 2 shows. I was just happy for my friends, and I was more than willing to participate. And for anybody that tours with Arm & Hammer, vinyl sells like hotcakes. So have your vinyl ready, and the fans line up at this merch line. So the first 2 shows were that. The next 4 or 5 dates was just me, Prem at Shrapnel, and our friend Jesse the Tree doing opening for us. And it was pretty dope. Some low capacity, but we didn't care. We were just happy to be outside again. You know what I mean? And just seeing people. It was somewhat. I'm not gonna front. I'm very paranoid when it comes to the COVID and things of that nature. So at some points we were reaching like a certain amount of people that was making me a little uncomfortable. So I would have to step outside. But other than that minor thing, it was very refreshing. I was so happy to be back out on the road. It's been like more than a year, maybe 2 years for me, a little less for Prem. And we got a good reception. So, and again, I'll finish quick. We dropped Shrapnel in 2020, but we dropped it right at the height of at the start of the pandemic. So we never had a chance to tour the record.
Yeah.
And me and Prem, because we were a new group, we thought we would have to tour the record to sell it. Like that was our mindset. We was like, okay, we're gonna tour this record. That's how we're gonna move these units. But what happened was the quarantine and the isolation helped push ourselves in another direction. So what happened was we had the attention span before time. So when we hit the road this time, people knew Aaron McKee. Something new for me. You know what I mean? People, that's one of Shrapnel songs, if anybody knows. People knew some of Prem's songs. They were familiar and anticipating us, as opposed to us winning them over by the third track in the set. And that was live. I would say that was live.
That's dope. Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, thank you for coming on, brother.
No, thank you for having me. And the road is waiting for you, Prince. And look, I'm telling people now, I've been in Prince's van and I've heard he has 5-6 albums, and I heard one, and he is holding Megaton. He got the finger over the button. All he has to do is press it. And he's being so humble. I hear him on Super Duty. Oh, I'm working on a couple of things. This man is being super humble. Trust and believe. He has weaponry that even China would be jealous of. And he's just waiting to push that blue button.
Well, so thank you,
brace
brother,
yourself.
Man. I appreciate the kind words, man. I can't wait, man. So, hey, man, we made 11:59. Everybody in the chat, those of y'all who are still here, we got 50 seconds till 2022.
Wow.
If y'all are in the chat, hit me with the Happy New Year. Shout your boy out. Let me know y'all still in the house. And
everybody in the chat, spell it out. That little HNY, that's not what we're here for.
Yeah, hit me with the Happy New Year's. When we get down to like 15 seconds, we're going to count this motherfucker down.
Spell out your words. Type
seconds.
the whole thing out. Happy New Year. Yeah, don't do this HNY. Nah, you too slick for school. Type it out. Wish it and mean it. And everybody
Yeah.
have a great new 365. There's a lot of store. New shrapnel record. New shrapnel.
Yeah.
Brace
Y'all know
that.
what I'm saying. Okay, so we got 15 seconds. Okay, this is the print apocalypse is coming. You damn straight is coming. All right. It's 10, 9, 8,
8,
7, 6,
6,
5, 4, 3, 2,
2.
1.
Happy New Year, sucker!
2022. Let's fucking go. Let's go. Let's fucking go.
Keep it moving. Forget the New Year's revelations. Do what you're supposed to do. Handle your business.
Yeah, handle your fucking business, man.
And
Happy
keep
New
the promises you make to yourself. That's more important than a resolution. Keep the promises you make to yourself.
Bruh, that's what I'm talking about. You just make a plan and execute that motherfucker.
Thank you. Stop getting in your own way. We see a lot of that. Stop getting in your own way. And there's no magic hand that's keeping you from anything. Trust.
Dude.
Period.
Hell yeah.
All right, Print, thank you for having me on, brother. I appreciate it.
Dude, thank you, man. And I appreciate you coming on, man. And all the jewels you dropping, and keep me abreast of what you got going on this year. And,
of course.
You know, we will support it as much as we can, you know, because
yes, sir. Oh, go check Print out on Dame Dash Taught Me on Vegas Vic by my man Zilla Rocker. That's the new joint we got popping in Print. He hit him on the penultimate song to bring all that home. It's called Dame Dash Taught Me. It's on all DSPs. Go listen to that. Zilla Rocker, Print, Matic.
Yes. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate you, all brother. Right. Hell yeah. And hey, and get well soon and good luck in your surgery, man.
Yeah, I'll keep you abreast. I'll let you know when I get out of it. I'm gonna let you and Ill know because Ill was asking me to. So I got you.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah. Well, I'll talk to you soon, brother. Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Curly Castro, you know, the creator of the dope record, Little Robert Hutton. Man, great record. He made his impact this year. Got reviewed, got excellent feedback. It's kind of his breakthrough record, you know, and that's why I want to have him on. Everybody, yo, mad fucking Happy New Year's. Let me flash these on the screen. New Year. Let's go. Flashing them. Here we go. Appreciate y'all. Let's go. Let's go. Fucking Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everybody. Motherfucking Rare Groove. Hey, everybody who's still here. Peace to Curly Castro. Let me get ready to. I gotta find this thing. I'm gonna put this number. I'm gonna put the Zoom number in the chat so we can get a couple calls coming. And hold on, give me 1 second. You know, to find this thing, and I'm gonna see if I can paste it into the what's his name? The Zoom meeting, so we can do a couple more calls. Now that we got those out of the way, and I could do some more questions. Obviously, you don't have to call in. You can ask your question to chat if you wanna, you know. But let me see. All right, that is now in the. It's gonna be in the comments. The Zoom number is gonna be in the comments. So let me save that up real quick. Let me see. I don't know if y'all can see it, but if y'all can see it, then the motherfucker should. Well, I don't know if that's even gonna be there. Hold on, let me see. I don't know how I edit this. Give me 1 second. Okay, hold on. Okay, here we go. I know how to do it. Bong bong. There it is. Okay, now the Zoom information is in the chat, so I'm gonna go back through and see if I missed any questions through here. There was a question about LLCs that I definitely want to answer, and there was let me go back and find out where this was at. Okay, yeah, this is the one. This question is from Devo. Devo asked, for an artist that's not really profitable from music, do you recommend looking into creating an LLC? Since I'm often playing for beats, mixing, mastering, do you think it is beneficial? Here's what I think. Man, mad people shooting. There's New Year's out here. I forgot all of a sudden. So you hear gunshots going off and shit. Motherfuckers shooting. Okay. LLC. Here's my personal opinion of the biggest benefit of having an LLC is not making money. The biggest benefit of having an LLC, in my personal opinion, is using it for the write-offs that it provides. So, for example, if you are like if you're spending a lot of money, like you mentioned that you're spending money on studio time, you're spending money on recording, all these things, right? Even if you don't make money on those, having an LLC allows you to write off those expenses so that you pay less taxes later in the year when it comes time. That's the biggest thing. Is like, for me, being profitable shouldn't necessarily matter as much as you want to make sure that like any business expense you have, because you are investing. Remember, most businesses are not profitable their first few years anyway, but they are still organized as an LLC. And when the time comes, they're tracking all their expenses. And then later on, when they start making money, they can use those expenses to offset some of the money they make, so they pay later taxes later on. I'm not an accountant, but my accountant makes sure I do this all the time. And so, in my opinion, the LLC is not even about like, I'll only get it if I'm profitable. I think you should get it before you're profitable so you can charge your expenses through your LLC. And then later on in a year, you'll have the ability to write off those expenses. That's my opinion. I'm sure there are some people who may have businesses and everything else. And if you got businesses, you can probably co-sign this. But that's my opinion. I don't know if you still here. Did Devo have to leave? If you still here, Devo, let me know what you think about that. I hope that makes sense for everybody else who didn't get it. Let me know what you think. Let me make sure see if there's any other questions I missed right before I brought Castro on. Give me 1 second. Hold on, people. Earth. Shit. Let me see. Rare Groove, if you still here, you gotta call in. Hit that number, Rare Groove, if you still here. Spencer, Nate, it's in the video description. Yeah, people calling for the thing. It's in the video description. It's not in the chat. I'm putting a video description so I can delete it later so people don't hit it later. And let me know what your questions are, what area you want to talk to me about, and then call in. Or you can text when you hit you'll be put in the waiting room, and then you can text me. We can text back and forth and let me know what you're trying to ask. I don't want nobody here acting crazy, trying to prank me or nothing like that. So at least give me an opportunity to to be prevented. But yeah, I'm a Flash Possum says it's in the description of the thing. But hell, everybody else in the chat, what I also wanted to talk about today was about like what your plans are for next year. I'm gonna start with mine right now. And feel free to call or to hit me in the chat with like your top things that you want to do. The things that I want to do. You say you don't see it, Nate? Hold on, man. It should be in the description. I'm like, man, let me make sure. I did update it. Yeah, it's in there. It's in there and it's been saved. It may take it a minute to update, but I definitely put it in there a few minutes ago. Okay, yep. My plans are simple this year, man. As me and Curly talked about and me and Tino talked about, my goal is to just get back making music. Not making music, but getting music out this year. I definitely got thrown off the last couple of years in terms of scheduling and all of that. And now it's kind of things have started to stabilize for me. And I have a plan. So first is get back to making music. Second thing is to is to just learn more about like trucking, driving. I'm having a good time. I really like driving, y'all. I got my CDL. That shit is actually it's really fresh. It might, outside of doing music for a living, it's like the best thing that I've done in terms of good jobs. So how are you guys saying you can't see it? Like Alexa Gold just got in a waiting room. I see you, Alexa, in a waiting room. Hit refresh. She just checked on it, and I just hit refresh on your browser and then scroll down in the description of the thing. It should say like the Zoom link is here right under it should say it right in there. You don't see it. Okay, Rubik's is saying the stereo wants you refresh. Okay, he's saying I hit refresh. Okay, cool. Yeah, and there's a waiting room here. So just join the waiting room, and then I'm going to try to cycle through, and we'll get you like your questions asked and all of that, and get you guys on. And I'll take a few calls, and then, we'll get the fuck up out of here, man. But hey, let me see Raw Proof in class to get my Class B. My man, Raw Proof. Why you not getting your Class A? What's wrong? Class B, you know, you got to learn a lot for that too. But Class A is Raw Proof. Let me know why you chose Class B. Did you already have like a preference for a specific type of vehicle or something like that? Let me know. I'm very curious. But yeah, for those who don't know, I went to get my CDL in October. Got done right around Thanksgiving, and I'm in training right now with the company. And I just finished my second week of training, and like, man, I've been driving a lot the last couple of weeks. And I'm basically with my trainer every day. I'm off for the next few days for the holidays, but we've been driving everywhere. PA, we do a lot of regional stuff, Pennsylvania, Michigan, things of that nature, West Virginia, Maryland, and back. But yo, it's a cool fucking job. It's, you know, it's essential. So when motherfuckers don't want to fuck with the rap shit, CDL is there. It's technically pretty challenging, so it gives me that as well. But yeah, man, let me know, Raw Proof, what you're in class to get your Class B. One of my guys in my class, he was a Class B driver. He drove buses in New York. My guy Steven, he drove buses in New York for like 15, 20 years. And he always wanted to get his Class A, but his wife didn't want him. She thought it was too dangerous. And not truck over the road to get school bus, big rigs during the day. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, 6.5 hour break during the day. Yeah, that's a long break. Yeah, you only got to work a few hours as a driver. But here's the thing that I learned about the Class A that has changed in the industry the last couple of years, and you may have heard this or you may not have, is that, you know, once upon a time you had to go over the road to get experience as a new driver. You don't have to do that at all anymore. Like, there are the driver shortage and the demand for drivers is so much now that like you can be trained locally and work locally and sleep in your bed every night, man. And so ultimately I might do something locally. It's very demanding driving locally. You think about just driving in the cities every day versus driving on the freeway at email. So I chose what was in between, kind of regional. So I usually drive, 300 miles, 200, 300 miles, the count that I'll be on a day, versus all city driving. But yeah, school bus is definitely there. My guy Steven did it for 20 years. He said he had dreams of being a semi truck driver with a trailer. But I'd say either way you get paid. But man, CDL is just gosh, it's just something else, man. But let me know how you think about it. I definitely want to hear that. Wayne Constance says, funny that you said about yourself. I've been thinking about getting mine. What's your initial investment in classes you made? The initial investment is it's already paid off. Look, here's the thing. The average CDL price is about $5,000. The company that I got hired for, they pay that back every month that I worked there. They pay like $225 a month towards it. That was one of their terms of hiring us. And all these other companies, pretty much all the big companies now have, tuition reimbursement. So I really don't have to pay any money. I financed getting there, and they pay back the costs that I financed. So I technically got my CDL for nothing. In terms of job demand and placement and shit like that, way more bang for your buck. It's you should definitely get it. If you're thinking about it, just go and do it. I know guys that I went to college with that got it. I know guys I went to college with that got it and ain't even using it. They just got it so that should a rainy day happen, they know that they have a qualification for a what's his name, for an essential job. You're basically like a tradesman. People need you. You do shit that no one else can do. And it's something that's so in demand right now that you can pick any job you want. You can do anything, and the pay is very, very, very good. You can truck however you want. You don't have to do. You can set up your trucking career to fit around what you like to do, and that's kind of what draws me to it, is the ability to do that. And so yeah, that's the thing I'm going to. He says, I thought AI was taking over the trucking industry. I think there are designs by many companies to try to figure out the AI and the digital, you know what I'm saying, and to have automated trucks. But to think about how much has to be in place, it's a long ways away. You have to have trucks that can do it. You have to have a whole network to guide these things, whether they are, you know how you have towers and phones that help. you got to have the same kind of grid system for automated vehicles, automated trucks, navigations. They got to know how to get around. They got to know how to deal with shit. And so it won't just be you build a truck and it runs automatically without anything. You got a lot to deal with a truck. So I don't think any of that stuff is, I think it might be, if it happens, it's at least 25 to 50 years away. That's just my opinion. 25 to 50 years away. It's going to be very expensive. But hey, man, you know what? And I think that's plenty of time to get yours and get in and get out. Like for me, it's just been a really good move. Like I have art, and art is cool, but art don't provide all the things that like having the ability to work as a tradesman or an essential service can do. You know what I mean? So it said driving is fun, two being a rope. Yeah, man, it's true. Yeah. A lot of people on live trucks get it as a backup. Exactly. It's perfect, man. So okay, so let me go, and I'm gonna take this call. Alexa, I don't know if you can hear me. I'm gonna admit you, Alexa, and I'm gonna bring you in. I'm gonna work my way through these calls, and your questions. So if you can hear me, Alexa, let me double check this, and let me unmute you. Hold on, let me make sure you're ready to go. If you can still hear me, I'm there. Alexa, can you hear me? Alexa, go. Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Hey, you there? I hear some keys clicking. Are you typing? Okay. Let me put you on hold. Okay. Let me go back to chat.
Yeah.
Oh,
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. So make sure that like
Yes.
you're
Can you
you're
hear me?
using yes, make sure you're using your phone and not the computer's audio, because or else there's going to be a
Okay,
delay.
hold on.
Yep. Because
Oh no! Yes.
it's a lot better, right? Can you hear me? Hello, you there? I think there's a delay. I think you got the delay, Alexa, because you're not you got to make sure that like you're not listening to like the YouTube. You got to listen to the audio from Zoom, if that makes sense. There is a delay.
Okay.
There won't be a delay when you use Zoom directly.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Is it okay, cool. All right. Sorry about that. It's
Yeah. Real time. But you never used
yeah,
Zoom before?
so-
What's going on, man? You're not used. What's going on?
No, I actually had it coming through my Bluetooth, but apparently there was like kind of something going on. So I just took it off. But
this guy, look at the chat, Alexa. This is he said she sound fine. Alexa do got that voice. She got the Jill Scott voice. I ain't gonna lie. You know how Jill Scott, when Jill Scott be talking on her records, and she's just you like, oh my God, who's this woman? She's just beautiful. Like, yeah, Alexa got that talking voice. So
my God.
You right, Spencer. Though she got that voice, man. She got that voice.
Well, first of all, thank you. And second of all, Happy New Year to everybody. It's such a blessing to be here. And I think, first of all, for me to be opening up the new year with other artists, with artists on all levels, no matter what you're doing, you're an artist, and it's appreciated and it's so needed. So yeah, just, Happy New Year to everybody that's here. It's a blessing, man.
Yeah,
definitely.
Happy New Year's to you too. Thanks for bringing it in with your boy.
Thank you. So I did have a question.
Okay.
About maybe copyright, publishing, and samples, because so I am releasing an album this year. I produced all the music, found the samples and everything. And when I say samples, I mean like it has a very much specific concept in terms of incorporating Black female creatives and taking like some snippets from interviews and just incorporating them into like my production.
Okay.
So the question I had was, I recognized that one of the samples that I actually used came from an interview where a woman was speaking directly from a book that she put out. So now I'm like, oh shit, like basically I'm trying to figure out, can I still copyright and publish, because I have ASCAP and everything. So I'm like, can I still go through the regular processes that I would go through with copyrighting my music and everything? But can I do it with just a snippet of someone who's actually taking a snippet of their own,
Yeah,
copyrighted material?
that's where it gets
If
tricky.
that makes sense.
Yep, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So if it was just her talking randomly, it would probably be easier to get away with. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You probably can get away with it at any level. The only issue you would have is that if you attempt to license out the track, if someone else, let's say the best case scenario happens, you use a sample of her reading from her book. The words themselves are obviously copyrighted, owned by her, right? And then maybe some other company gets like, yo, who is this? You're sampling on this track that we want to use in our commercial or something like that.
Right. Right.
And then it will be a snippet of her book. It might get a little dicey. Now, there are probably some ways around that. I'll give you two ways around that I've kind of done on my last two records. What I did on my last record, or my next, I'll say my next record, because this record ain't out yet. I was having the same issue with scratches. You know how people scratch words and stuff on hip hop song, and you got choruses and you like the DJ Premier thing. And I had a situation where in 2019, and I haven't talked about this on here, but me and RJD2 got sued in 2019 for something we sampled in 2006.
Oh wow! Oh
yeah,
wow!
really old, and they came back and got us for it. And so it made me very hesitant. So at that time, I was like, you know what? I need to go back and take some of these samples off my record if I can.
Right.
So what I started doing was I started going back, and for anywhere where I was using a vocal sample for a cut, I would actually find a friend of mine who rapped, who sounded kind of like that, and I would have them re-record that phrase.
Okay.
And then I would scratch their re-recording of the phrase. I then started doing that. I had an interlude for intro for the album where it was actually a sampled vocal sample from someone talking, like from a speech type thing. I went back and did the same thing there. Okay. I went back and I changed parts of it up. I edited it to where it was a little shorter, changed a couple words up. And the issue that you have mostly with sampling that gets you in trouble and sued is your use of a master recording.
God.
And so,
okay.
Right. And so the master recording thing is what catches you. But when you get into the place where you're just interpolating a phrase, you take the phrase and someone else is saying it, you're not using their master recording and things of that nature, you can actually get away with it a little bit easier. Another thing that I would suggest is maybe as you lay out your project, see if you can find a way to where if you do use something like that, it's not a part of the track itself. Maybe it's an interlude that leads to the track. Maybe it's an outro after the track is done, and it has its own name.
Got you. Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you can do something like that to where people can hear it and it's on your record, but it's not a part of the song that follows it, then you can actually avoid some problems that way as well.
Okay. You know what? Actually, that's what I was thinking initially. Because most of the, I guess the samples, quote unquote, that I've, taken were basically from interviews. So it's just basically people speaking and, I'm just kind of taking their words during like public discussions or interviews, things of that nature.
Yeah.
But I do recognize that there was maybe one or two songs that incorporated something that was specifically most likely already copyrighted. So I was like, oh, okay, let me figure out what I need to do in regards to this. And I don't think it will be a big deal or take away from, the song itself if I'm able to do something different. But I was like, let me just be very clear about this because, like I'm a local artist, and like I definitely don't have the bank that I would like to have.
Me
So,
neither.
I just want to be very careful about like the lines that are being crossed, like,
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing you want to avoid, like for me, I think what gets a lot of people in trouble with samples is that, say you sample a vocal thing, like you're saying from an interview or something, or from somebody else's record, and it's them talking or whatever it may be. You put that during over the opening 16 bars of your music. Let's say your track gets picked up somewhere, gets noticed somewhere. That thing is now ingrained in your song. As opposed to if you would have took that 30 seconds of that interlude and just made it a 30-second interlude that led into the start of your song.
Right.
And your song was a completely different track than that.
Right.
You see, it makes it look, and then if someone says we don't like this on your record, it's just a cease and desist at this point.
Right. So it can easily be,
delete it from the track list, keep it moving.
Right. Understood. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. And allows me the space to actually reframe or rearrange the song, which is not a bad thing. It was just, I definitely want to make it so that I don't want to lose the initial fun that I had in making the song. But at the same time, I definitely don't want there to be any like crazy issues. So I completely understand what you're saying, and that makes sense.
It's good to hear your old sexy voice. She got the sexiest voice on the planet, y'all. She everybody's like, yo, she sound fine. She do sound fine. Hey, look, it's true.
Well, if you need me for a track or something, let me know.
I'm gonna holler at you because look, I definitely might have you doing something shit. Just sounding sexy. I gotta write something for you to say. Maybe I don't even gotta write something for you to say. Just start reading the phone book and start sounding incredible and shit. Like you can read anything. Like who's that reading?
No, I appreciate you taking my call. I really do. This is such a great thing that you're doing, and I was at the first Artist Live or Artist Advice Hour that you did, and it was super helpful. And I'm just grateful to be able to be a part of this one again. So thank you so much for doing this. Like I learned so much from what you do and Super Duty Tough Work, and listening to the podcast and just all the moves. And I told you, just seeing your evolution, it's just been incredible and inspiring. So I deeply appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Alexa. Appreciate you, sis. Shit. Look, I'm gonna hit you up about them vocals. Don't we laughing now, but I'm gonna probably hit you up. Just
hit me up. Let me know.
Awesome. Well, I mean, do you want the people to know when's your project coming out?
Yes. So I'm actually a singer, songwriter, producer. Now also I'm certified in audio engineering. And I'm from Philly, but I'm in Texas now. I actually moved.
What?
Yeah, I moved to Texas, yo. So
random?
Yeah, I'm in Texas. And
I love Texas though.
Yeah, like look, I've been here for like the last 2 weeks now. I just got here. But
okay.
Yeah, if anyone wants to find me or wants to connect, you can definitely, I say first place, connect with me on Instagram at Alexa Gold Music. That's where you can find me. So yeah, just connect me there. Oh my God. These comments.
Spencer, you a wild dude, man. I appreciate the humor though. I appreciate that's hilarious.
Alexa Gold Music, please find me there. I'd be so happy to connect with you. Please, and share what you're working with as well. We're all artists out here trying to support each other. Like that's what I'm about. So look for me on Instagram, and we can connect there.
Yeah, hit her up, and I'm I'm either get on a track or make some babies with her, and they gonna have beautiful voices. They gonna have beautiful voices. They're gonna be singers and rappers or voiceover artists. Our kids.
Y'all are so crazy.
Yeah, that's hilarious. That's so hilarious. Well, thanks for calling in, Alexa.
Yeah, thank you so much for taking my call. I appreciate it.
All right, I'll talk to you soon. You have a good night.
All right, babe.
All right,
bye.
Peace. All right. Peace. In the chat. Okay. The motherfucking Groove. Rare Groove, are you there? Hold on. Nate Patrick, I'm coming to you. B70341. I don't even know who is B7 in the chat. 0341. Hold on. Let me make sure. Daryl Henderson. Groove.
Yeah, sir.
Hey, you got to turn off the thing in the background. Turn off the you got to talk to me on the Zoom thing. But not have YouTube on in the background, or else it'll give me that echo. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna ask you to unmute. Now you gotta unmute yourself real quick. I just want to make sure because I was getting that echo when you first called from. I could hear you listening in the background.
All right, you good now?
Yeah, this is perfect, Groove.
All right, we go.
Man, where the fuck you been at, man? Can we start there? What the fuck? Hey, DJ, this is DJ Rare Groove, man. Anybody who's seen me play rap shows in the last 20 years know this is my man. This is my brother right here. I ain't talked to this man in a minute. Where the fuck you been at, Groove?
Man, I moved to Sparta, Kentucky for about 2 years. I'm actually moving back to Cincinnati.
Okay.
In January.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I had to, recoup.
Yeah, man. You was off the grid, man.
So, hold on, man. Hold on.
Okay.
Sorry. I apologize about this. I got to close this door real quick.
Okay.
All right, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here, brother. Hey, I ain't going nowhere, man. This is live and direct.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah, man. I mean, I just been still working on music, man. I finally about to put something out in 2022. I got
You've been sneaking up with some beats out on the low. I've been seeing you making moves with some productions on the low, letting people rap on your beats. Finally.
Yeah. Yeah, I was doing that with Sons of Silverton.
Yeah.
We just got Joshy some 1200s for Christmas.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he's serious.
Yeah.
So we're about to get him active, and he's been working on beats. So tonight, me and him played Monopoly, worked on beats, and chilling, man, and listen to y'all in the background while he whooped my ass in Monopoly. Honestly,
tell Jossie about how that time when I really wanted this one beat from you, and you never gave it to me because you felt it wasn't good, it wasn't perfect.
Yeah, I would.
That shit would have been on one of my albums. You just would not give me that.
It would have been on King. Not King. Was it King No Crown?
It was something around then. It was somewhere around that era, and I was like, Groove, what's up with this? You was like, man, it ain't ready yet, man.
Yeah, I know. I dropped the ball on that one.
To all the listeners at home, if somebody who you know who actually puts out music and they ask you about a beat and you know that they write songs and stuff, just give them the fucking beat. Just give them the beat.
Facts.
Just give it to them.
Learn from my mistake.
To you, it may just be a loop. It may just be a sample. You may think, you know what, I want to go back and really produce it. You will have time to do all of that. You'll have time to do all of that. But if that person asks you for the fucking beat,
give it to them.
Just give it to them. Let them write.
And you know what? I definitely learned from like the demos post that, unfortunately, that RJ and you would work on. And it would be like really basic stuff. And then by the time it came out, it'd be like something completely masterful. And I was like, oh, shit, that's all I need to do. Just let him write to it and then go from there. I was like, okay.
That's it. That's all me and Logic used to do, man. All the albums we did, he wrote all that stuff to loops, man.
Word.
And then I would go back and produce it. And so, and you know, you had some dope beats for a long fucking time. Your record collection saying, you know, you got dope beats, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man, but that's not happening again. So
okay. Good. Well, how is you not booked tonight? This is New Year's Eve. What is it like for a DJ right now? Are you getting booked like 2 years ago? Is it different out here? What's going on in the streets?
It's completely different for DJs. Me personally, I mean, well, all of us, these are my friends as well, my local ones. Number one, it's with the pandemic, being rebooked one thing, the they are paying less because they had to take an L from the pandemic.
Yeah.
And then two is like people just, for good reason aren't showing up for whatever, the pandemic caused to scare them. So it's just what it is. I went to a gig about 2 weeks ago, and like 5 people came back the next day and was like, "Yo, I caught COVID," and it's like, "Damn, like, you know what I mean? Like, all right, can we be social again?" I got a gig coming up next Saturday, and it's like the people are asking, like, "Damn, should we cancel it? Should we?" It's kind of a weird thing. You know what I mean? I'm vaccinated. Not necessarily by choice, but by work, and it's kind of just what it is, man. It's weird. It's really weird, and I know Twitch has been really the move currently.
Yeah, for DJs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
no virtual thing, but other than that, yeah.
Yeah, I had a feeling this is what was gonna take place, which is, me and you talked about when I was like, yo, I'm about to go get the CDL and shit. One of the main reasons I did it was because of my own skepticism about, like, I had talked to a bunch of other promoters, you know what I'm saying, people who did shows, and they were all having the same thing. Like, I talked to Russ from Austin,
Yeah, of course, that's the homie.
And yeah, me and Russ were talking one day, and he was telling me about how, like, when things first reopened, everything was cracking.
Mm-hmm.
He said, but about 3 months later, everything kind of died down again.
Right.
And it hasn't quite recovered. And if you one of the bigger artists, you good to go. But for a lot of us, we're not selling out rooms like that. So we need all of our fans to come out. We can't have 50% of our fans coming out. We need like 90% of them.
And I'm not, I don't judge on people that are vaccinated or not vaccinated. That's your personal choice. And I understand both sides of the coin. And it's like, I see current venues where it's like, you have to come in with your vaccination card, and it's just kind of like, it just causes all this separation.
Yeah. Like, I saw somebody tweet about that. That's what people fail to understand about this, and like you're saying, to each his own. But the dynamics of it is that, and it ain't got nothing to do with this. I'm a firm believer that this is my axiom. This is Al's axiom.
Okay.
People will do what is right, or as long as what is right is made easy.
Right.
If it's not easy, people ain't gonna fucking do it.
Right.
Right or wrong is really only a matter of ease. You make something easy for people, they're gonna do it. Yeah, supporting local music is the right thing to do. Supporting Rare Groove and Blueprint is the right thing to do. But is it easier now than it was 2 years ago?
Right. Yeah.
No. It's not easy. And when people and entertainment is not some shit that people have to do.
Right.
People don't have to go see you play. They don't gotta go see me.
Right.
And so it's like, it's optional anyway. And now you want people to think about that decision more.
Right.
If they got to think about it more, the people who probably might have come, who don't think about it, or who ain't tripping, they're not gonna be so likely to come, only because the perception is that maybe it's more difficult.
Right.
And no, you're right. And it's very weird time, Like, one thing I look at too, and I don't know if you know this, but like, a lot of our peers ain't doing long tours.
No, they can't. Not currently. I see the MERS thing.
Yeah. I'm supposed to be on that MERS tour.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't, but that makes sense.
It conflicted with this whole thing. I it didn't work out time wise, but I was initially gonna try to do it, but it's like,
I saw Prof did a couple of shows with him.
Yeah. And then, they had a couple shows get canceled.
Right, exactly.
It was like, so it's like, it's things become.
Y'all getting inside right now, but this is funny.
See you on the phone. I probably shouldn't even say that. It was Groove on the phone. I'm dropping all kind of shit. But yeah, it's like,
we ain't about to tell no personal business, but this is inside. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like a lot of our peers who set the pace, like the Atmospheres.
Yeah, because they've been spotting the shit out of this shit, right?
Yeah. Spot just like, in my opinion is,
Sorry, they did that slow little run with Cypress Hill though, right?
Yeah, that was a summer run festival type, like outside joint, right?
Yeah,
when everything
yeah,
reopened.
right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's a little different in the club circuit. My belief is
correct.
Until you see artists doing like the 60 cities where you're doing all the smaller markets too,
like we used to.
That's when things are healthy. But if you see people they just doing San Fran, LA, Seattle, Portland, going home.
Yeah. They ain't doing the small towns like the Asheville,
Olympia. Eugene.
The real fun spots.
Yeah, the spots me and you, we be laying it down in
the
the
real fun spots.
Yeah, that's our spots. You start, Billups and Missoula.
What was Illinois joint where it's like mayor?
God,
Champagne.
Nah, we did Champagne too a lot. The other, you thinking the other one? I know what you're talking about. Carbondale.
Yeah, with the small spots. Yeah,
Carbondale. I was the mayor of Carbondale for about 3 years. I was the
shout out Carbondale. Great times in Carbondale.
Yeah, but like the health of
Kalamazoo.
Kalamazoo is another one we used to rock up there. But when you can go to those markets, that's when your scene is healthy. And I think it's one of those bubbles. Entertainment is a bubble. Live music is a bubble, and the bubble burst in the last 2 years.
Yes,
Lawrence, Kansas. Doesn't mean it's going for good. It's just that you have to slowly build the bubble up. And the people who are the biggest are going to be at the forefront of building that scene back up. We just don't know when. I've had conversations with Sadiq from Rhymesayers, and he was like, yo, man, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if this was gone for 5 years, 10 years before it came back. Like it was. He said, I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't come back at all. We just don't know. It's uncharted territory. We don't know.
And I mean, in respect to, all our artists, because you definitely, like yourself and everyone, have to diversify yourself, because like being an artist ain't cheap either. Shit. Especially from the way we rock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I still buy records, and I'm like, for what? Then where am I going to play these motherfuckers at?
That's funny as hell. See, that's why you gotta just make beats. You gotta get on your beat game harder, because
start selling these motherfuckers.
Sell beats. Right. Because you ain't gonna be playing the motherfuckers out.
Yeah, and now Jossie buy fucking records. I know I told you that a while ago. Prior to this, and now it's just like it's fucking insanity. Like, dog, like
man. Shout out to Possum, man. Possum rolled out.
Oh shit, Possum in the building?
Yeah, Possum in the chat, man. Yep.
Yeah, man, what up, Possum? I ain't seen my guy in forever. Possum hold us down in date.
Yeah, he was our original guy.
What was that? Was it One Eye Jacks?
Yep, One Eye Jacks. Yep.
Man.
Possum. He also was our merch guy. Let's not forget.
Yes, he was. That's right, on that that atmosphere too. Yo, Possum.
2011.
You got secrets of me, you better die with my G.
Yeah. Well, as they say, what happened on the road, stay on the road. You know what I mean? It's like Vegas, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I love you, Possum. That's my guy.
Yeah.
He's still in Virginia, or was he in Virginia, right?
Yeah, Possum, where you living at right now? I think he's still in Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah, let me know where you at.
Yeah, Possum was a guy.
Yeah, man. But shout out to everybody.
Yeah, he got his birthday the same as my mother's and Michael Jackson. They all three got the same damn birthday and shit. I'll never forget that.
That's random as hell. How you remember some shit like that? Like,
hey, man.
That's some rare groove shit. This motherfucker. I had to tie in a musician at some point. It wouldn't be groove if he didn't tie in a musician's birthday. Yeah, he got the same birthday as Bobby Womack.
Hey, I was just talking to my uncle about Bobby Womack the other night, but I ain't getting to that.
Yeah, we already know. We could.
So when's the last show you actually done, man?
The last show I did was the fall of 2019. This graffiti festival in Austin, Texas.
Okay, you and Detox?
Yep, me and Detox went out there. No. I went out there by myself. I didn't even bring Detox on that one. I went out dolo. And I DJ for myself. It was this graffiti festival. I headlined it. Russ threw it. Organized it. And I went out there, rocked it. It was dope. And I stayed.
You J live that shit.
Yeah. I J lived it. I open mic eagled it. Open mic equaled it, or
That's what's up. That's dope. I wish it was video of it. I love to see that.
Yeah, I bus drivered it. You know what I mean? Like with the MIDI controller. You know, them two dudes was the first rappers I seen really do that like that. Like the controller front and center.
Fuck it.
Yeah, so I open mic equaled it, and it was dope. It was dope. You know, it was, and I stayed out there 2 extra days and went digging in Austin.
Right.
So that was like a vacation. That was my last show, and who'd have thunk it? 2019 has been 2 years,
right,
since I rapped on stage.
Yeah, I know, because you was the last person I saw before the pandemic hit, and I was about to start talking to you about trying to go back out with you, and then it was a wrap.
Yeah,
Pandemic hit.
Yeah, that thing over. But you know, here's what we should do, Groove. The other day I was down in my basement. I was finding a bunch of old set lists, and I know you got them too.
You know I got them. Yeah, I got the laminated ones too, dog.
Yeah. Here's what I think, and people will have to let us know. I think we should do something where maybe we get up and do like a little live stream like this where we play some of those old routines.
I'm down.
You know, you come here to the basement, we set it up, I get the lighting set up, a couple cameras, and we just rock it like we used to.
I'm down with that.
Well, hell yeah. Because
the old running set, the old so many old great routines we had, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Hell yeah.
What the people think? I'm down with that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to chop it up about that. Okay, in the chat, we got Nate Patrick in the chat. We got B70341. Who's B70341? I don't know who that is in the B70341. Who are you in the chat so I can know who is who? I'm gonna go Nate Patrick. If you still there, let me bring Nate Patrick in. Hold on, Groove.
What up, Cario?
It's gonna be like what's his name? Oh, he said, okay, Possum said that would be dope. That would be dope catching at the Thought Fest. Yeah. Oh, dope catching. Yeah, that was real dope. Cario. Yeah, what up, my guy? Hell yeah. Nate Patrick, can you hear? Hold on. Let me.
I can hear you.
Okay, my man. Okay, hold on for 1 second. Nate, what's good, man? I appreciate you calling in.
How you doing? Happy New Year.
Happy
and
New Year
everyone
to you too,
in the
man.
chat and all the callers and everything.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Happy New Year to you too. Let me know.
Yeah.
You had a question about something, or if you just want to shout out, that's cool. We just kicking it, brother.
Oh no, I have a question. Okay. So I had been doing music for probably 10, 12, 13 years. Mm-hmm. Like I created a whole, identity for that character that I created, and then that became not me anymore. I grew out of it. Yeah. So. And then, the last year and a half or so, I kind of took off, and I'm trying to get back into it, but I don't want to do that anymore. So my question is more in the space of rebranding.
Yep.
And do you have any tips and tricks maybe there?
Yeah. Well, when you tell me your story, you know who it reminds me of?
Who's that?
J-Zone.
Oh, yeah.
The theme
long time Super Duty work.
Yeah.
Yep.
The theme he talked about at that time was he had spent so many years investing in what he felt was a character.
Right. Yeah.
And not himself.
Mm-hmm.
And when he had kind of grown out of it, he still had fans who didn't want to go past it. And he was like, yo, I'm ready to move past this. I don't want to be seen as this, pimp type character. I want to be a musician and an artist. And he had to kind of distance himself from it just so that the fans had some time. Then he wrote a book, which helped. And then by the time he came back as a drummer, some people were still kind of weird about it. But now his output has been so great that now I think people accept him where he's at. And he's done so much great work that I think he effectively rebranded himself.
Right.
The blessing may be that if a bunch of people don't know about your alias before, then your rebranding will be much easier for you than it was for him.
Right. Yeah, and it's a very small amount of people. I have the followers on Bandcamp that I can just be like, hey, by the way, if you want to hear more, I'm over here now. Yeah. So I can do that, but But this is more for the new crowd coming in, supposedly.
Yeah.
Or potentially.
What I think is if you don't have a huge body of work that people are going to be hanging over your head, I'd say start your new thing and don't even look fucking back. Make sure make sure your new thing is well defined.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to where you know, okay, this is what that thing stood for. This is what this thing stood for. This is what this looks like, sounds like, feels like. This is the idea that I want to present to the people with this new thing.
Okay.
Make sure it's very, very well defined so that you don't have to even think about, should I go back to this other thing?
Right.
Like take the time to define it very well, to map out your first couple of moves, maybe they're releases or whatever. Maybe they're just, you know, how you want to approach the art side of it.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you have a plan there, record it, and get your body of work up for that part very quickly, as quickly as possible, because you want some momentum on this new thing. And when you get that momentum on the new thing, it'll allow you to kind of move forward, not even worry about the old thing. You won't even have to even think about it so much as rebranding, as much as I've just moved to a different project that represents who I am now. I don't do that project anymore.
Yeah, like a shedding skin type moment.
Exactly. Like, the hardest thing about rebranding is not the artist rebranding themselves, it's the people accepting the artist rebranding themselves. That's
right. Okay. All right. So
without that,
what you're saying is, don't worry about it. Just start anew.
Start anew, and treat it like it's a brand new fucking toy that you got, and you can't wait to fucking get good at it, or it's a brand new instrument. You can't wait to share it with the world, and don't even look back at the old thing you used to do, because if you don't, the hardest thing about that branding and rebranding is people. You know, branding, the definition of branding is the idea that comes to people's minds when they hear something. And branding works over time. We tell people these ideas of what things are, and we tell them over and over and over and over that, you know, this is what it is. Just do it. You see the Nike symbol now, you just think just do it because you've seen it you think Nike, right? Decades and decades of putting that in people's minds. When you try to change directions and make it mean something different, it's difficult because the people don't want to move forward and they believe in that thing. But if you don't have that burden of the people, then you can move way freer than any other artist who needs to move in a different direction. And you should just move very confidently and swiftly, because if you believe in your new direction, go for it. Don't even look back.
Mm-hmm.
That's
all right. And one quick follow-up.
Yep.
So the thing that I've been doing to like maybe start up this new project that I don't even have a name for it yet.
Yeah.
But as I'm working on like remixes and stuff.
Yeah.
Would you ever consider putting out remix packs for?
I thought about it. I had a plan. This is a random ass plan, a thing that popped in my head. Me and Cesar Comanche had a conversation about like releasing acapellas.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "Yeah, I want to release my acapellas, but you know, I don't know what to charge for them." And I was like, "Yo, if I release acapellas, then I'm gonna charge like $500." If I release and he was like, "Why 500?" I said, "Because it's got to be enough to where if somebody fucking wants to sample it or make a remix to it, I know they serious and they ain't gonna give it to everybody and their mama."
Yeah.
You know? And so that was all my idea. But I was like, I don't know about just releasing like all of my shit as acapellas for a project for free, just for nothing. Like, I would want there to be some sort of barrier to where we can get rid of the people who ain't serious.
Right.
I just don't know exactly how I would do that. Maybe I would do a remix contest for one track.
Right.
Which I probably will do for my next project. I'm gonna definitely do some remix contests for like one of the singles and let people kind of put. Okay, yeah, well you'll get a chance at that for this. I'm probably gonna drop something around March, and so I'll probably be looking around February, March to do some for remix. So if you're down, definitely get on it. You know.
Yeah, I'm in. Oh yeah, yeah. I've got like 2 or 3 going now, and some of them are. And I understand, like I'm just posting them, like, and a lot of them are saying it's not even a contest, it's just for fun. You're not allowed to sell it, and I understand that. That's fine. Yeah. But you know, I just want, you know, if someone listens to this, they like it, that brings attention to the original artist, and then also me as a new emerging quote unquote rebrand or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I got for you.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, those good questions, man. Well, thank you. And you know, I assume I'm gonna hear from you when I get ready to do this remix contest. And I want to see what you got now.
Bet. I'll see you there.
Hell yeah. Well, thanks for calling in, Nate.
Peace out down the street.
Right. Peace,
Columbus
man.
love.
Yeah, man.
Go Bucks.
Peace. Groove, you still there? Where Groove?
Yep, sir. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, yeah, I was just making sure, man. You know, see, the thing about this Zoom shit is you can operate it like a 3-way call or some shit like that. I just using it.
Yeah, no, I'm with it. I just muted my mic because
shit is wild as hell. I'll be like, yo, this is kind of fly. I could just switch over and shit and talk to motherfuckers.
It is.
Back over.
I mean, I'm proud and fly watching the way you running. I'm like, okay. I'm watching the comments post up on the screen and shit, and I'm like, okay.
You see, we have formulas, Groove. You know, we update our formulas every year. You know what I mean? We have formulas. You know, I couldn't come weak on the streaming. You know, Logic just stepped out there first on the streaming, and I was like,
saw that. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, man, I'm proud of both of y'all on that for sure.
Thanks. So
we did, but I know you was like, well, I'm not. Until
you know me. I ain't hopping out there until my shit is fire. It had to look like this for me to do it. I'd be like, okay, maybe.
What's up? Yeah.
So you know, I got to put the comments on the screen like, whoop, whoop. Yeah.
Like, well, if he gonna do this, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, I got tricks that a Logic ain't got. You know what I'm saying? I had to do my research. Like, he ain't got this though. Can he do that?
Yeah.
No, he can't do that.
I already know both of y'all, my brother.
Bam. Comments. Just clicking on it. Bam. You see how we get down, Groove. You know.
Yeah, man. I still laugh when I get tagged. Not from you, but some old fans, original fans of Super Duty Tough Work, because y'all been killing it. Y'all surpassed what me and you started.
Yeah. Well, you know, me and you was the prototype. It was like the demo version.
And then I still get tagged on Twitter or something. And yo, I'm not unfollowing what I follow on Twitter as well. How about that?
Yeah.
Nice. I heard that episode.
Nice. Girl said he ain't got the blue cream. Wow, he ain't. My shit is blue and cream, man. He ain't got these joints.
I was like, look at shot at Groove.
Yeah, man. But yeah, dude, we gotta I gotta get you on. I gotta figure out how to do we gotta collaborate some way this year. I've had ideas, but I think that live show thing of doing them routine.
Yeah, that live show is a very good one for sure.
I've got the shit. I know how to stream now. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of I get a couple other cameras and we would just do the shit live and it would be really fucking dope.
Yeah. Man. And I know you didn't tricked out the basement. Last time I've been there too.
A little bit. Well, you know, I turned the one room into like it was where we were shooting a video podcast at, but now I turned it into a workout room. So it's just like a gym in the crib, you know.
Okay, work.
But I'm about to try to refinish the room with all the records, but that ain't done yet. I gotta do some grown man.
To the gym, like you definitely COVID hit and you was like, I ain't going nowhere.
You already know, bruh.
Got a gym.
Self-contained.
Right.
gotta be able to do everything without leaving the crib. You know what I mean? That's
right.
You know, can I get swole without going nowhere? You know what I mean? Like, he said bring in Bobby too. See, you know what? Maybe we will get Bob's over here. Me, Groove, and Bob's to do some routine.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
The gang's all here. You know what I mean?
If we did that, that'd be ill.
Because we all remember. I hope we remember some of that stuff. You know, we was doing a lot of fly shit back then. 2011.
Yeah. Oh, that's Possum saying bring Bob. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I'm like, who?
Yeah, I gotta get you back in. But let me know your schedule in a few coming weeks, man. You know, so I can kind of.
Yeah, I'm good on weekends, bro. Well, how about if we could do February? Because I'm moving in January. So after I move, I'm good in February and forth.
No, that's cool. I mean, shit, I'm still in training with this driving thing. I won't be done until like the first, second week of January, where I have a regular schedule. You know, so
okay,
my schedule is just not regular.
Oh, you got a JOB?
Yeah, man, it's fucking weird as hell.
like not a PRINT. You got a
JOB, man. I'm gainfully employed in this motherfucker, man. I got benefits. I got, you know what I'm saying, dental vision. You know what I mean? The whole shit.
Yeah.
401k, you know what I mean?
That's what's up.
I'm getting paid. You know, I'm just looking at my account like, damn, these paychecks be coming. I just be showing up every day, forgetting I get paid to do this shit because I'm still living off the rap money, but it's like
Right.
the job money is just, all right, I like this. I should have been did this shit.
Yo, you ain't had a real job like that. Well, not a real job, but you know what I mean.
20 of them things.
I know. I remember when you quit that shit.
Dude, 20 years. I thought I would be the worst employee ever, Groove. I'm actually one of the best employees because I've been self-employed. I run circles around these fools at these jobs, man. They ain't got
you run your own business, so it makes sense.
These dudes, my competition is terrible. They down bad out here, man. I come to these jobs, the bosses be like, I'm like old boy in Office Space when he was like, when they started having remember when he first got hypnotized, he came to work like, and they started asking him questions because he was so honest. And they bring him into the meetings and shit. Like, what do you think about this? And he was like, man, honestly.
Right.
And they're like, man, you're such a straight shooter. You're so awesome. Do you want to be a part of our management team? Like, that's me. I'm like, oh boy from Office Space, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just refreshed, and I go harder than everybody else because I just don't know how to do anything half-assed.
Right.
So
That's hilarious.
It's like I got one way to work, and bosses just love that shit. So
and you just get to go home, like you like I ain't.
Yeah, I leave to work at work. It's refreshing, dude. Music, I be up till 5 o'clock in the morning working on this shit. There's never an off day doing music.
Nah, it ain't.
I'm like, man, I should have got a fucking job a long time ago just so I can have some balance in my life. Not for the fucking money, just for the balance.
What's going to be funny is when you figure out how to flip it and tour with the truck driving shit.
Dog, I got this whole next year mapped out, man. Look.
You're going to be making deliveries, doing shows.
Dog. Even if I never, like, the shit that I'm going to be working on, if my plan work in 1 year from now, man, I'm going to do a whole episode about it, man. It's going to be crazy. Yeah. Megan says, that's one of the reasons Frank Zappa used to get to tell musicians to get a day job. It's the best way to support the art you want to make. That's a fact. Like, and I talked about on the show, like the issue with music for me is doing it full time for 20 years is that it's a lot of pressure. People don't understand. You have a 20-year career, and I had a good 20-year run, but I couldn't get everything I wanted at certain points. And it put so much pressure on my art to where sometimes you're like, yo, this is not the best for the art. And now I feel so much more relaxed and positive. And it's like, yo, man, this is really
because the pressure's off you. So balance got balanced out.
Yeah, dude. It's like, and it's like I can win at this other shit. Like, I'm just driving, dog. Me and you drove around this country for free for fucking 15 years.
Dude.
We ain't get paid for none of that drive. Now I just get, the only difference, I get paid now. I'm a professional driver.
Dude.
That's it.
Jossie still be like, what? I'll be like, dog, you don't know.
Yeah. No idea, man. Like, so it's different, but it's good to have because it takes the pressure off your art. It gives you another source of income. And if you have a plan, you can really execute. And with me, I just got a plan, you know, and so I'm in work just like absorbing everything, like super duper ambitious. My trainer was like, man, you a perfectionist, ain't you? I was like, not really.
Oh yeah, he don't even, does he know your history as far as driving goes?
No one knows. I'm Clark Kent.
Oh, yeah. No, I know you didn't go in there as Blueprint. I'm just saying that you share any driving experience.
Oh, nah. I just tell him, he knows I've been around, because you know how truck drivers will beat you in the head with, I've been to these so many state stories.
Right.
Truck drivers, you know, because no one really travels.
Well, my dad, that's who you met, was a truck driver. So yeah.
They always be hitting you up. Yeah, I bet, you know, one day I'm going to go to Alaska, and I'll be like, oh, yeah, I've been there like 3 times. I've been to, you know, they be like, what? Yeah. I don't tell them why. Then I'll be like, oh, yeah, Sitka, Juneau. Yeah, I've been there like, man. They be like, what the fuck? And then they just get this weird look like, how you been to? But then I don't say shit. I just be like, no,
you can't.
I don't want to.
You gotta be Clark Kent.
Yeah, I just tell him, like, my man said something the other day about like Vancouver. He's like, yeah, man, I heard Vancouver is one of the most beautiful cities in North America. I was like, it is. I vacationed there twice. He was like,
oh yeah, okay. Now, okay, so now I got you. So when you was a full-time rapper, you used to tell them you was a DJ.
Yes.
And now you a truck driver and you just say on vacation.
Yeah. That's it. Never tell them you rap, Groove. You never tell people on purpose. They gotta find out. They gotta Google me.
Yo, like when we got into that accident and the other, I mean, we're in there like you rap, and then we was in the cop car, and it was like, yo, it started Googling us. I was like, damn.
Yep. That's what you got to do, because you got to keep. I need some separation, man. I don't need them dudes.
Oh no, I feel you.
It's like, and you know, and everybody say they rap too, so it's like I don't want to be just another dude who say rap. Because they don't know if I tell them, I've literally have done this for 20 years. I don't know if they can wrap their brain around that. And I don't want to have a conversation. So it's like, I ain't going to tell you. If you do some research and you discover it and you come back, that's me. But I'm not about to be like, hey, man, guess what I used to, you know what I'm saying? Guess what I do when I leave here.
Al Bundy shit.
Yeah. Like, man, back in high school, that one playoff game in the city championship. Nah, because like no, I still do this shit. I don't want y'all peeking your head in here talking shit about it, you know. So I don't want to hear none of that shit.
I experienced that when I started working at the school. Like they started going through my Facebook. Some people who had friended me or whatever. Yeah. And they was like, "Wait a minute, you didn't go to school to be a teacher?" And I was like, "No." And it was like, "Why are you so patient?" I was like, "Well, I am." You know,
you learned it you learned it from other things. You was doing it in life.
They couldn't figure it out. They're like, can we talk with you one day? I'm like, nah, dog. Like,
dog, motherfuckers want to know why I'm so calm behind the wheel. Like I drive like I've been driving trucks for 10 years. Dudes be trying to figure it
out. I've been there with you. Yes,
They're like, how is this dude so good his first week? How is he figuring this out? How is he so calm? How is he able to drive 8 hours through the fucking night in a semi and not get tired? How is he out here eating salads and turning down all this fucking pizza and hoagies and fat? Because I've been living on the life when your ass was in diapers. I was on the road, motherfucker.
For real. I don't miss Subway though.
Oh man. You know, I still fuck with it for the salads. You know me. I ain't gonna lie. I know you don't. Man, you ate chicken every day. What did Groove talk about? This dude Groove talking about, I don't miss Subway. This man found a way to eat chicken every day on the road, y'all. And now he want to talk shit about Subway because I ate Subway damn near.
Nah, I remember Cal pulling me to the side one day. It was like, yo, not Subway again. I'm like, no, you're going to have to get over this. It's Subway.
Yes.
But yes, you are correct. I will put it out there. I am DJ Spare Food. I always keep something on lock. I never go hungry.
Right. Yeah, man. It's just like you found a way. I was like, yo, what you eating today? Yeah, chicken tenders. What you eating today, man? Chicken strips. What you eating today, man? Chicken wings. What you eating today, man? Chicken breast. What you eating today, man? It's something chicken every day, man. Like this motherfucker literally finds a way to eat chicken prepared different every day on the fucking road. I was like, this motherfucker's how? You know, you like them battle rappers who find a million ways to say I'm gonna shoot you. You find a million ways to eat chicken on the road and make it creative and shit. Like, damn, this motherfucker found 1,000 different ways to eat chicken. Chicken tacos.
Real shit.
Yeah, how's he doing it? Motherfucker, rotisserie chicken. How's he doing it? It's interesting though. I'm tuned in just to watch the adventures of Groove finding different ways to eat chicken.
That was Nate that called me DJ Spare Food.
Yeah.
Because I think we was chilling one time and I pulled out a piece of pizza out of my pocket. And then I remember that one New Year's I put out those, what was it? The turkey burgers out of my pocket. And he was like, yo, let me get one. And I had like 5 of them in my pocket.
What is it? What are you doing with 5 turkey burgers in your pocket? See, this is the legend.
I be eating them while I DJ though. See, that's the thing. I eat while I DJ. Motherfuckers don't get that part.
Wow, that's hilarious, man.
What did Possum said? Groove tried.
Hold on, he said, Groove tried commandeering my wings in Jacksonville. least surprising Rare Groove news I ever heard. If you say wings and chicken, Groove is on it. This motherfucker love chicken, man. I don't know how. Here's the reason why I couldn't eat chicken with you, Groove. Because I don't want to be a walking stereotype. You know, a black man got to be careful eating chicken in public because all the motherfucking stereotypes. I'm not trying to hear that shit. Groove just out there, just like, be damned to all the stereotypes. He'll eat chicken anytime, anywhere. I'm like, nah, fam. Remember KRS was talking about that? We can't be eating chicken and watermelon.
Hey.
We can't be doing that in public. I'd be like, nah. Groove was like, nope, I don't care. I'm eating
I don't give a
churches.
fuck. Chicken. Every one of these motherfuckers, if they not vegan, eat chicken in this motherfucking thread right now. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I refuse to eat chicken in public, bruh, because I ain't trying to be
in public.
stereotype.
There you go.
In public, I'll eat some chicken at the crib. I eat some chicken around you in private. I'm not eating no chicken on the road in front of other motherfucking strangers and shit. That's nah, fam. Nah.
Oh, Jacksonville has some dope ass chicken at that motherfucking spot we played at too, right?
Yeah. What the fuck is the name of that? Oh, that was one of Ian's spots. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, bro. Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, all of y'all in the chat, I appreciate y'all sticking around with me and Groove taking down memory lane, man. It's just I'm guilty. I eat chicken every day. Groove.
He said pocket sandwiches are underrated. They come in a clutch.
So Groove ain't alone. Y'all really, I thought Groove was the only person who be keeping sandwiches in his
I'm
pocket.
guilty. I eat chicken every day.
You know what though? I do actually eat more chicken.
I'll turn the noodle in the box. Chicken wings fly. Cario busting bars.
Car said nope. Not dope chicken. Yeah, man. I actually eat chicken now though. I used to not eat a lot of chicken back then. Now I actually will fuck some chicken up at the crib. I be eating chicken a lot. It agrees with my body right now. You know what I mean? So when I be making my lunches when I'm going out, you know, on the road, I definitely be happy.
This is funny. Y'all like this is van talk. We ain't been in a van in forever, and everybody's getting exclusive van talk.
Wingstop, Trap House chicken. Yeah,
me too. It's my favorite.
Yeah, this shit is hilarious. I didn't know fools was eating so much fucking chicken, man. Chicken wings flying in the mosh pit. Yeah, that's Groove, man. Groove is the fucking chicken man. I don't know how the fuck you fucking eat so much chicken, but you know what though, man? You got a gift. It's a gift. Everybody got some shit they good at that other people can't do, and your shit is finding a creative way to turn the same thing into something different every day.
He said free bird. What up, Cario?
Every day, man. Just like
nobody got no questions. What's going on?
Hey, shit, man. We've been rocking for fucking 3 hours and shit.
This is true.
We started at 10:30. It's 1:10 in the morning. I'm surprised anybody's still here on the real. I appreciate y'all.
It is. I see the 18 people. I'm like, shit.
Yeah,
I came in. Man. Yeah, this is the tail end. We just being
man.
silly right now.
Yeah, man. Well, shit, man. Yeah, it's 1:00, man. I should probably get off here, man.
I'm with it.
Everybody who called in, man, I appreciate y'all. I was trying to get I know I still ain't got this B7 what number in the chat. You know, you can't be switching over to people on Zoom if they ain't got their real name on there. That shit just be looking like it could be like a troll.
Yeah, you don't want them coming in crazy.
Nah. You need your real name. And I asked a couple times to put their name in the chat. Since they didn't, I'm just gonna remove them. You know what I mean? And they'll let me know if they feel wrong.
Cario said I just got off. I'm fresh. Like, dog.
Yeah, he coming in with the bars. This man that missed everything. Even I'm sure he made a lot of money tonight though.
Oh yeah, word. Respect Cario for sure.
Yeah,
definitely. I hope you did, brother. Eve.
Yeah, man. So you know, yeah, everybody out there who called in. Let me get some shout outs first. I want to shout out everybody in the chat. You know, who came in. Let me go down the list. We got Adam Walenta, Rockcat, Nate. Alexa,
yo, I didn't get to listen to that, but that Nas album, what up?
It's fire. It's fire, bro.
I was so, oh my God, that was like the best.
Yeah.
I was like, thank you, Hit Boy.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Nas, not Hit Boy.
Both of them. I gotta give him.
Yeah, both of them. But Nas is the picker, so you know.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, thank you. I needed that.
Yeah, Devo, Rhythm. Who we also got? Rubik's, Uno, Rain, Cottrell. Everybody, man. I'm trying to go down this list and pick Spencer T. Thank you. God damn. Who else? Raw Proof. Let me see. Cario, my guy, Zero Star. EJ in the building. I missed him, but that's my guy. Happy Year to you too, man. I almost missed you. Harrison. Damn, I don't know who this is. That looks like it's some troll shit.
Yo,
right
shout
there.
out to Tino. That album's fire, bro.
Yeah.
I
That's
know
my
he's
guy.
not online or in this chat no more, but I just want to reiterate that album's fucking fire.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Tino, man. And you know, thanks for spending New Year's with us, man. Maybe I'll do this every year. This was kind of cool, and I definitely plan on streaming more this year. It's just, you know, I've been trying to figure out my schedule. Sometimes we be working Friday, sometimes I don't. This last 2 weeks, my man ain't want to do Friday, so I'm like, all right, cool. And so it's giving me time to start getting back on top of this stuff on Fridays and taking advantage of this time. So everybody out there, thanks for calling in. Thanks, shout out to Tino for calling in and doing an interview. Shout out to Curly Castro for calling in. And thanks to my guy Groove. Thanks, let's go. Thanks, Nate. Everybody who called, thank y'all. You know, I don't think there's gonna be, obviously with Christmas, there was no episode of Super Duty Tough Work. I'm gonna try to get the audio to this and upload it as an episode for next week for people who didn't get it. And if I can get the audio off of here clean, then I'm gonna upload this as this week's episode of Super Duty Tough Work for those who, you know, want some shit to rock out to for the new year. And that's it, man. Groove, I appreciate you calling in, my brother.
No problem, brother. It's good to be on with y'all, and Happy New Year, because 10 years ago we used to do a New Year party, and
so crazy.
I know this is the New Year's party for the adults, yo.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Happy New Year to everybody out there and everybody that tuned in and called in and checked in as well.
Man. Yeah, man. So you know, we're gonna do more of these, and you know, please support us. And those of you who haven't picked up the books on weightless.net. 10 Traits of Successful Hip Hop Artists and a Social Media Cheat Code. We got those for y'all. And I want to thank y'all, man. I hope y'all got to enjoyed this live stream and got something out of it.
All right, hold up. That's a good book. And I'm just still figuring out the last one, the cheat code.
Oh, word, my man.
Yeah, I ordered that. I don't know if you noticed that, but I've been
I appreciate you.
Whatever.
Well, you know,
I'm figuring that out. That's my New Year's thing, to figure out that book and apply it.
Yeah, well, you know, sometimes when my friends order my books, I don't know if they just want to support, if they actually gonna read them. So I never presume. I'd be like, maybe they want to support, but you like, I don't know.
No. 2022 got to change.
Hey, my man, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, man.
Order that if you haven't. So respect.
Hell yeah. Well, I think I'm a wrap up this live stream, y'all, and I will see y'all on the other side. Let me get ready to end this, and man, thank y'all. Happy 2022 to everybody. And let me turn Groove off and get out of Zoom real quick. And I'll see y'all on the other side, man. Happy New Year to one and all, and peace. Let me stop streaming.